Sports Radio 950 ESPN, Rochester sports leader, proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
All right, welcome to Marina Auto Stadium on a just picture-perfect night for soccer. And as the U.S. Open Cup first round gets underway tonight, the Rochester Rhinos playing host to the Dayton Dutch Lions from the PDL. They've got a 4-1-3 mark this season. They're in first place in the Great Lakes Division of the USL PDL League. So it's a tough opposition, a very cagey opposition, as the U.S. Open Cup play. Very difficult to gauge who you're playing against and what they bring to the table. Now, the U.S. Open Cup, let's talk about that just a little bit of the tournament that is open to USSF affiliated teams from amateur all the way up to the professional ranks. The oldest team tournament in the United States, the U.S. Open Cup, dates back to 1914. It was called National Heritage. The winners of the tournament are awarded the War Cup with the winners from here having their names engraved on the base of the trophy. Now, Rochester in an Open Cup play are 23.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom marketing...
A new member of the Rochester Rhinos here in 2010, defender Troy Roberts was a member of the 2005 LA Galaxy Club that captured the cup. So stick around when we come back. The Rhinos take on the Dayton Dutch Lions for the first time ever. And we'll take a closer look at the Rochester Rhinos getting off a win in league play. Stick around, much more to come here on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. The best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
Welcome back. The Rochester Rhinos pregame show continues. So as usual, brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. The Rochester Rhinos taking on the Dayton Dutch Lions first round of the 2010 U.S. Open Cup. Well, the Rhinos took on Crystal Palace Baltimore right here at Marina Auto Stadium in front of 6,676 fans on Saturday. The two teams played earlier in the season with Baltimore coming out with a 1-0 win over the Rhinos, but thanks to 2 goals from Isaac Kissy and 2 assists from Andrew Hoxie, the Rhinos avenged the earlier loss with a 2-1 win. Now tonight, the Rhinos are shifting gears. They enter the U.S. Open Cup. As we talked about, it's a tricky opponent. The Dayton Dutch Lions are a new club in the PDL. They've got a sprinkling of former Dutch pros mixed in there among some of the younger American players. For Rochester, the 2009 U.S. Open Cup, very deep run. They got to the semifinals, and the road for the Rhinos in 2009 went like this. In the first round, they took on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
World Gym
all the way to PKs. Rochester won 4-2 in the first round. In the second round, Rochester had played the Cleveland City Stars in league play. They manhandled them 3-0. But in the second round of the U.S. Open Cup, it took overtime for the Rhinos to eliminate the Cleveland City Stars. Round number 3, overtime and PKs once again. This time they knocked down Major League Soccer's Columbus Crew 5-3 in PKs. And then a shocking team to make it to the quarterfinals, the Wilmington Hammerheads. They knocked off Chicago and Carolina. Rochester defeated them 2-1 before going down to Boyd's, Maryland at the Maryland Soccerplex in the semifinals. They lost 2-1 to DC United. And as you recall, some questionable calls in that game, especially a handball on the Rhinos early, leading to a Jaime Moreno PK. Rochester lost that one 2-1 to DC United. Now, if you're a season ticket holder and you're wondering what to do for tonight's game, you can use Wild Card A for tonight's match. That's right, Wild Card A gets you into the game tonight. The winner of tonight's game will advance to the second round of play on Tuesday, June 22nd. And if Rochester wins, they'll face the winner of Detroit and Pittsburgh. That'll be a second-round U.S. Open Cup game. And again, if the Rhinos are victorious tonight, second-round tickets for the U.S. Open Cup will go on sale tonight. At the end of the game, the Rhinos box office will remain open for 30 minutes. If you're a season ticket holder next week, you use Wild Card B or the tickets labeled EPZG. Once again, EPZG2. So that's again if Rochester is victorious. All right, stick around when we come back. We'll take a closer look at tonight's opposition, the Dayton Dutch Lions, as the first round of the U.S. Open Cup begins here at Marina Auto Stadium. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play slots.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop into World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
No one makes it better than Sligo's hot dogs. Hometown favorites from Sligo's. The flavor is right. In every bite. Cover 'em with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, take one. No one makes a hot dog like Sligo's. 'Cause how we make 'em makes 'em great.
All right, we are continuing with the pregame show brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. This portion of the show, when we look at the opposition, brought to you by Free Time Magazine. online anytime at freetime.com. A couple of programming notes I want to pass along to you. After tonight's broadcast, Sports Radio 950 ESPN will be carrying Game 6 of the NBA Finals, the Lakers and the Celtics. And big news here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. This is your home for the World Cup. They'll carry every game that the United States plays in. The next game for the U.S. is this Friday against Slovenia. Coverage beginning at 9:30 in the morning. So Sports Radio 950 ESPN carrying the USA and Slovenia in World Cup 2010. And speaking of cups, we're talking about a little bit of a different one this evening. It's the U.S. Open Cup and the Dayton Dutch Lions making their first ever visit to Rochester for the first round U.S. Open Cup matchup. Dayton is coached by Sonny Saloy. He's got a very interesting soccer background. He's got 25 appearances with the Dutch national team as a player. His resume also includes 14 years as a player with Ajax, winning 7 league titles, as well as the UEFA Cup over Torino in 1992 and the Champions League title in 1995 over AC Milan. So Sonny Saloy and his Ajax teammates really like to take care of the Italian clubs. Some other players to keep an eye on: Gert den Oden. He's got 3 goals this season. In goal, veteran Oscar Moons has made 2 appearances with the Dutch national team during his career. He has played every minute of the season for the Lions this year. It's a very unique setup in Dayton. Besides the full professional team that play in the PDL, the club also has a youth academy to develop youth players into professional players. Now, the academy is based on the Dutch youth development philosophy, ranked worldwide according to FIFA. Now, the quality of the youth academy is guaranteed through a close partnership with the Dutch Premier League champions, FC Twente, whose youth academy was voted the best academy in the world in 2007 and 2008. So now looking at league play, Dayton, they're coming off a 2-0 win over the Toronto Lynx. Yep, the same Toronto Lynx who used to compete against your Rochester Rounds. That game was on Saturday. After tonight's game, Dayton travels to Cleveland for a Thursday matchup against the Cleveland Internationals. All right, excuse me, stick around when we come back. We'll listen to Tommy Smith from ESPN talking about World Cup 2010. That and much more coming up here on the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Favor Homes? Think Favor first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Favor Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both 1-story patio homes as well as 2-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit favorhomes.com for more information.
The biggest stage creates the biggest drama. This summer, soccer's best will shine in South Africa. 31 countries will fall. One will be crowned champion.
That is one of the all-time great World Cup goals.
The 2010 FIFA World Cup on ESPN, June 11th through July 11th.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA, for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
All right, welcome to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. The World Cup 2010 is underway. The U.S. Open Cup gets underway as well this evening. Rochester in the first round taking on the Dayton Dutch Lions out of the PDL. Well, before the break, we talked about Tommy Smith on ESPN Radio, and he's talking about World Cup 2010. This is on the Scott Van Pelt Show. Here's Tommy Smith, the ESPN soccer analyst.
Let's talk a little bit about what we've seen so far, because just a few minutes ago, I'm ready to do it. I've talked about my love for the Premier League stuff, the John Kerry thing from a couple years ago, which is just an insane story. Go ahead and Google that one because I don't have time for you. But is this level? Now,
they're going, and keep in mind, most of them play with different clubs. When you watch at Barcelona or Manchester United, you're looking at players who are in sync. They're playing, they're training 2-3 days a week. They're playing 2-3 games a week. It's completely different when you go into a national league level. As we get towards the final of the World Cup, you will start to see the play get better. I mean, the only one team that I saw so far that really were fit to expand on the fact that they were a team was Germany.
Yeah, Germany was terrific with 4 goals yesterday, and there's something that you were mentioning that they had prepped for this a little bit differently than the rest of the countries, correct?
Well, this famous ball that everybody's talking about that's causing all kinds of problems, the Germans don't have a ball sponsorship in their league, in the Bundesliga. So at Christmas, being the smart Germans that they are, they decided that they would use the ball. And I'm sure it wasn't just a coincidence that they looked so comfortable on the ball yesterday, Ryan.
Yeah, they also had this neat, I felt smart because I noticed this triangle offense thing that they were running, and that's actually something that they were doing, correct? It wasn't just my imagination.
Yeah, they were just flipping the ball around, and they were basically moving the field up in a triangle. They had one guy coming at the back, then a guy on the right, with a guy on the left, and they just kept interchanging the ball. And, basically, the Aussies were powerless to do anything about it.
Tommy Smith, the studio, Ron Russo, Scott Van Pelt Show on ESPN Radio, ESPNRadio.com. I mentioned, I felt like the English team was superior to the U.S. team, and we got an email here from Jason in Houston saying, wait a minute, the U.S. totally outplayed England. Yeah, they have better players than the British side, but the U.S. players play great team ball. How can you say England is so much better than the U.S.? Then the U.S. needs to chill out after a draw. My point was twofold. I didn't think the U.S. was at the same level as the English team, but then to be really fired up after a draw, are you supposed to get excited about a draw? What's going on with your sport?
Well, then, that's contrary to what the email he just sent.
He's saying I contradict myself.
No, but why is he so excited about a draw? I mean, a draw is something that, okay, it's okay, but isn't a win much better than a draw? And if you're that much better, why don't you win? I mean, it's a bogus argument, really.
Okay, who played better then between U.S. and England?
Well, probably they played about level. I mean, the skill level of the English was better, but the commitment of the United States was better. The United States stuck in, and generally when you go a goal behind 4 minutes into a World Cup game against a nation like England, you generally go down a very slippery slope.
So, with a draw, would you agree with me that as long as you're just giving an excuse to drink earlier in the day, that people would just buy into it even if it was 2-0?
Yeah, I mean, the headlines in the New York Post yesterday said it all. It said the U.S. win 1-1.
Sure, so there you go.
That exactly describes it.
So, through the first few days, and Denmark had an interesting game today versus the Netherlands, up 2-0, and both goals were kind of bad goals. I'm getting the sense that maybe it's a slower start to the World Cup, the level of play that maybe the expectation was at, and we haven't necessarily seen that on the field. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's been a slow start in terms of scoring goals, and it's been a slow start because of the fact that, whether it's a fact or not, the ball has gotten into players' heads, and they're just not doing the things that they normally would be expected to do. They're not completing the passes together. Now, I don't know the ball. I haven't kicked the ball. The only thing I will say is that if Messi tells me that there's something wrong with the ball, and a lot of other players tell me there's something wrong with the ball, I have to believe them.
And that was Tommy Smith, ESPN soccer analyst, talking about World Cup 2010. Stick around when we come back. Robbie Finley on USSoccer.com talking about World Cup 2010 and the game against England. So stick around. That's to come up next. And the Rhinos kicking off against the Dayton Dutch Lions at 7 o'clock right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
The Rochester Rhino. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
With ESPN.com, you can keep up with the sports you want, no matter where they happen. Whether that's Happy Valley or Death Valley, a pond filled with ducks or a swamp filled with gators. Whether it's a palace in Detroit or a pit in New Mexico. From back and forth on Tobacco Road to up and down Yorkie Way, and everywhere from the garden to the field house to the big house. With the best sports video, insights, highlights, and blogs, ESPN.com helps you keep up with everyone, everywhere.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.com.
And welcome back to the final segment of the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. World Cup 2010 well underway. And Robbie Finley got a surprise start in the game against England. This interview compliments of USSoccer.com after the U.S. and England played to a 1-1 draw.
Well, welcome back to Studio 90 Extra Time. Today on the couch, we have a man who started his very first World Cup match against England, Robbie Finley. First of all, congratulations on your performance and on the results. Tremendous. You were a long shot to make the World Cup team. You had a good pre-World Cup camp. You made the 23. 2 excellent performances in the warm-up matches. And then you find yourself starting against England, of all teams, in the first World Cup match. It's only your 7th cap. Now, we all know that you've been working for this your whole life, but didn't it seem like things happened real quick for you?
Yeah, I think it started back last year when we had won the MLS Cup. Just a whole bunch of stuff started happening after that. So got called into those games earlier this year. And then next thing you know, the camp for the 30-man roster has been called in. So it's happened really fast, but just like you said, I've been working really hard for it.
Now, when you found out you were starting, I'm not sure when Bob told you guys, but when you found out you were starting, what were your first thoughts? Were you surprised, or what were your emotions?
A little bit nervous, yeah, but it was, I think, an exciting, nervous feeling.
Yeah.
And I just told myself that it was just like any other game that I played with them when it was, I mean, it's hard to say that when it's England, but that's what I tried to tell myself, and just told myself to go out there and do the things that I've been doing.
Well, that's the mental toughness, if you can convince yourself of that. Now, just talk about the experience of standing there in the national anthem. You know, they panned the starters. Each of you guys had your hands on your shoulders, and you had your eyes closed, you had your head down. I don't know if you were singing or you were praying, but what was going through your mind at that time?
I usually just put my head down and pray. Just thankful for the opportunity. I do it before every game, so just pray that be a safe game.
That is Robbie Finley after he got the start against England in the USA's first round game, a 1-1 draw. Well, that'll do it for the pregame show. Stick around. Kickoff is next. It's the U.S. Open Cup first round. The Rochester Rhinos taking on the Dayton Dutch Lions. It's next right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishi. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. Come and enjoy live jazz performances at the Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery.
Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxi fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller-paid information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at Sports Radio 950ESPN.com.
The first round of the U.S. Open Cup is next. The Rhinos and the Lions kick off on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. And it's time for Tuesday night soccer at Marina Auto Stadium as the Rochester Rhinos enter the first round of the U.S. Open Cup against the Dayton Dutch Lions. Good evening and welcome to Marina Auto Stadium. The 2010 U.S. Open Cup quest begins for the Rochester Rhinos. As you all remember, they won it in 1999, and our color commentator was a huge part of that run for the Rochester Rhinos, Mike Kerms. Tonight, it is round number 1, Rochester and the PDL Dayton Dutch Lions visiting Marina Auto Stadium. It's a tricky matchup as Dayton has gotten first place locked up here so far in the Central Division of the PDL. A lot of Dutch players, a lot of experience as they make their entrance into the U.S. Open Cup, Mike. And they've got some guys who played at a high level in the Dutch League, sprinkled in with some young American players.
Absolutely.
Who's one player to watch out for?
Oscar Muntz. He's a keeper. He's a big keeper. He's played with the Dutch national team twice, and he's just a solid keeper. It's going to be tough for the Rhinos to get the balls past him. They really got to put the ball in the back of the net.
But Muntz has played every minute this season for the Dayton Dutch Lions, who are facing up against the Rochester Rhinos. And again, it was the glory year of 1999 when the Rhinos shocked the soccer world. But in 2005, there was another player who had some success in the U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, Troy Roberts, he had some success. He won the Open Cup with LA Galaxy, so he's got some experience here. And the Rhinos have a great history here, and Roberts hopefully can fulfill that for the future.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Tonight, Rochester taking on the Dayton Dutch Lions, and it's always a tough game when you face a team from a lower level. Bob Lilly talks about the Dayton Dutch Lions for tonight's match.
It's always difficult these rounds because we don't know a lot about the team, but also the energy and the commitment level. They'll, whenever someone's playing up, or if we were playing an MLS team, there seems to be another gear, another level of intensity. So, we've got to be able to deal with that early on. Make sure that we challenge them as opposed to allow them into the game. I mean, we've got to put some pressure on them, see if they can deal with that. Offensively, we want to stay aggressive. I mean, it's important to keep the ball, but we've got to create chances, show them that we can hurt them early. So, I would expect the first 30 minutes of this game's pretty critical for us to establish some dominance. If we're not able to do that, it could go down to the wire 90 minutes, as many of these Cup games do.
All right, stick around. Kickoff is next. It's the U.S. Open Cup, round number 1. Rochester takes on the Dayton Dutch Lions right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
With ESPN.com, you can keep up with the sports you want, no matter where they happen. Whether that's Happy Valley or Death Valley, a pond filled with ducks or a swamp filled with gators. Whether it's a palace in Detroit or a pit in New Mexico. From back and forth on Tobacco Road to up and down Yorkie Way, and everywhere from the garden to the field house to the big house. With the best sports video, insights, highlights, and blogs, ESPN.com helps you keep up with everyone, everywhere.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.com.
Hi, this is Bill Sedgwick, assistant coach for the Rochester Rhinos. You're listening to Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And we're at Marina Auto Stadium for the first round of the U.S. Open Cup in 2010. Let's start the starting lineup first for the visiting Dayton Dutch Lions out of the PDL. They're going to come out, Mike, they're going to play a 4-3-3 with Moon starting in goal. The back four, it'll be Godfrey and Segabart in the middle, Schwartz, Vandenbank on the outside. And in the midfield, we'll take a look at Gio Lombardo. We'll take a look at the starting lineup again.
Then Oyden and Vendahar. Typical 4-3-3 lineup.
And up top, you got Gio Lombardo, Schwartz. What are you looking at?
Davis, McCarthy, and
Hank McCarthy and Davis. They took the graphic off the screen too quick. Mike, thanks for having that ready for us.
Typical Dutch lineup, 4-3-3. They play a very attacking style with the 3 forwards, and that's very typical of the Dutch.
And Mike, for the Rochester Rhinos, 4-4-2. Hamilton and Nunez get the start over Kitsy, and Hostin is getting. Valo gets another starting goal. Anything else jump out at you for the Rochester starting lineup?
Well, the Rhinos are going to come out in a diamond midfield, which will help it with the central midfielder who's got some experience there. Then Oyden has a lot of experience. He's played on the Dutch national. He's played in the Dutch leagues. and he's got a lot of experience. So in that diamond midfield, they can isolate him and really shut him down.
All right, we are underway here with the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms. Rochester through ball early on here for Hamilton, corner of the 18 on the far side. Left-footed cross and just in front of Tino Nunez. So Rochester, the black and white striped jerseys, black shorts, and black socks, attacking the goal to our right. The Dayton Dutch Lions with the orange jerseys, the white shorts with the blue socks. Very Dutch style, to say the least. Here's the replay. Mike Hamilton early on behind this defense.
Yeah, great cross. Much different style from the other night. We weren't getting the Rhinos weren't getting the crosses, and what the Rhinos have to do here is not give the PDL team any confidence and attack them right away. Shut them down right away, and definitely do not give them any confidence.
This ball's intercepted by Den Ouden. He's the team captain. Tries to play one on the ground forward. Intercepted by Sanfilippo. Vanden Banken. Throwing now coming up here for the Lions. Headed back to the top of the 18. Rosenlund gets his foot on it. Hamilton's forced to go backwards to Hines. Here's Greenfield now to Montegalvan, who gets a touch on it. Near side now for Frankie Sanfilippo. He's the Rhino team captain. Pressured by Davis. Another ball into space. Hamilton on his horse. Stigabart wins the race and knocks it out of bounds on the near side. Throwing for the Rhinos. Second minute and scoreless. Frank Sanfilippo taking their time as they make their way towards this throw-in. It'll be Frank to take it on the near side. Jimmy Franks, 23-year-old midfielder, and this one's headed out of play. The throw-in coming up here for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Kyle Vanden Banken to take it here. And headed out of bounds by Montegalvan. Climbing up over Den Ouden. Another throw-in here for the Dayton Dutch Lions, who have an affiliation with FC Twente of the Dutch Premier League. Really, the affiliation is more or less to develop youth players, ages 7 through 18, and hopefully someday turn them into professionals. There's Vallow now, top of the 18. Just sets it down in the turf. There's some pressure coming. Sends this one to about 35 yards out. Rosenlund headed forward looking for Nunez. Nunez almost coming through there with the ball, but Stigabart able to clear it away. Vanderhaar only as far as Montegalvan. His pass is off the mark. And a throw coming up here for the Dutch Lions. George Davis gets through. Franks on the near side. Now goes central. Gio Lombardo loses possession to Rosenlund. Hines now. Pressured by Godley. And goes back to Troy Roberts. Roberts, the guy Mike talked about at the start of the broadcast, won the U.S. Open Cup in 2005 with the LA Galaxy. This one's headed out of bounds. On the far side. Throw one coming up for the Rhinos. Coach Loy talked about it in the pregame show. First 30 minutes, like you just mentioned as well, is very important for the Rhinos to set the tone here. Here's pitch Cohen. Takes a look up. Chips one forward for Nunez. Vanden Banken heads it to Davis. And the Rochester Rhinos will pick up possession again here in the 5th minute and scoreless. Middle of the field, Rosenlund. Now to the near flank for Sanfilippo, just in front of the Rhinos bench. Davis forces him backwards. McCarthy trying to get on that loose ball. Hamilton will not get there before Oscar Moose, the 37-year-old Dutch goalkeeper. Godley now on the far side. Low driven ball gets up over midfield. Montegalvan easily under no pressure at all takes it here for Rochester. Franks now. Near side for Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo keeps it inbounds. Nunez. His header is cleared away by Stigabart. And possession taken here by Den Ouden. Far side, Vanderhaar. Checking back for the ball is McCarthy, but Hines and the Rhinos come away with it. Far side, Greenfield overlapping. Cross at the top of the 18, looking for Hamilton. And getting there first was Vanderhaar. Rochester still with possession. Now it's finally cleared away by the Dayton Dutch Lions. Here's Roberts, midfield now. Jimmy Franks, Roseland. Good touch here. Sanfilippo's got some space on the near side. Back in the middle of the park, Montegalvan. With the defense, looking for Roseland. This pass is knocked away. Hard challenge there from Montegalvan on Vanderhaar, who's slow to get up. Team captain, 35-year-old, has 1 goal this year in PDL play. Long ball on the far side, headed out of bounds by Jonathan Greenfield.
Yeah, Denner should be used to hits like that. I mean, playing 150 times in the Dutch National League, he should have that type of experience.
Took that one pretty hard from Montegalvan. Godley, middle of the field now for Siegebart. Near sideline, Van den Banken coming forward, gets around Franks, tries to dump one off the top of the 18. No one there for Dayton, and Roseland and the Rhinos come away with it. There's Franks. Into space for Hamilton, the referee's assistant, raising the flag for offsides. Your officials today, Islam Salaj, the man in the middle. Assistant referees are Andrew Evangelos, Steve Montanino, and your fourth is Scott Boniface.
When the Rhinos get the ball, they have to be patient. They have to continue to control the ball, control the game. They're allowing the Dutch Lions to get into it right now, and they're not keeping control of the ball. Right there, Frankie gave the ball back, right back to the Orange team, and they need to do better.
There's Montegalvan, Sanfilippo. And Mike, you know this all too well. You get a team from a lower level, whether it's the Rhinos playing against MLS or Dayton against Rochester. These lower level teams always seem to step it up in these games.
Yeah, the lower level teams they have a lot of enthusiasm. They want to come. They want to prove themselves. And that's what the New York Freedom tried to do to us back in 1999. We never win the Open Cup if we lose that match. 2-1 overtime match. And they came in and they proved to us that they can play with us. And the lower level teams can usually.
There's an overlapping run from Sanfilippo. Cross into the box. Hines with the right foot. Goes across the far side of the 6. Popped out by Dayton. Here's Montegalvan. Plays on the far side for Tyler Roseland. Montegalvan and Roseland played at the University of California, Santa Barbara. Nunez tries a little flick inside the 18. Off the diagonal run and the pass from Roseland. That's off the mark. It'll be a goal kick in the 9th minute for Moose and the Dayton Dutch Lions.
That's a real nice combination play by the Rhinos. They controlled the ball, exactly what we were discussing before. Frankie came forward. He's got a lot of open space. And finally, a nice cross. Hines crashing from the far side. And they get that opportunity. That's what they ought to continue to do.
Long service now on the far side. And little chip into the box. No one on the far end of it, but Sanfilippo for Rochester. Tries to get it off of Davis, and they'll say no. Sanfilippo was the last one to touch it. Danuden. Bad giveaway here in midfield by Gio Lombardo, and the Rhinos come away with it. Hyde. Back to Troy Roberts. Mike featured Roberts at the start of the game. He won the MLS Cup as well in 05 with LA. They pulled off the double. Pressure now. On the near side, nicely.
Right there's an example, Joe, of the Rhinos not taking care of the ball. Roseland is trying to force it up the line to Hamilton, and we've seen Roseland do that before. He's got to start, if he wants to keep his starting spot in the center of the park, he's got to start holding onto the ball and keeping the ball and working the ball side to side, not forcing it down the middle.
That's a great point, as Rochester has signed a Haitian international, Kenold Versailles. Made his debut in the midfield last Saturday in Rochester's 2-1 win. Roseland gets the nod here. He's got the ball in the middle of the field. Tries to come on the outside. It's off the head of Danuden. And Davis coming away with it, crossing midfield. Davis on the far side for Ent. Ent, one-on-one. Gets a low cross off the leg of Greenfield. Picks up a corner kick on the far side. 11th minute and scoreless. Rochester and Dayton, U.S. Open Cup first round.
We also saw a different midfield the other night with the Rhinos, with Rosalind not part of that four, and the Rhinos got to win that game. So Rosalind's got to keep his job, and in order to keep his job, he's got to hold on to the ball better. Too many giveaways.
Gio Lombardo from the far side. Pitch Colin there to clear it out. Now back on the ground, Godley. Just a high change of play to the far side. Gio Lombardo brings it down, corner of the 18. Gio Lombardo puts it back to Van de Haar. Now another low-driven cross. Roberts will head this one out of bounds. And Dayton will take this. They'll pick up another corner kick on the far side. It will be Andrew Gio Lombardo to take it, the 21-year-old. He goes short this time, and they're going to say the ball was still rolling. So Davis and Gio Lombardo trying to go quick there.
The ref's got to be smarter than that. I mean, that's part of the game. The ball's rolling a little bit. Let the game go on. Let the play go on. It's the Dutch Lions' advantage.
Gio Lombardo's corner kick goes to the top of the 18, and Nunez just clears it away. Forward now is Nunez with it, approaching midfield. To Hines, it's just a little too far ahead of him, and it'll be a throw-in for Dayton on the far side. Quickly taken. Godley with it. Dayton looking into the sun here in half number one. As Oscar Muntz has it inside his own box. Back out to Godley. Dayton coming off a 2-0 win against the Toronto Lynx on Saturday. Godley and Muntz playing a little back and forth on the far side.
Very old foe for the Rhinos. I mean, lots and lots of history there between the Toronto Lynx and the Rochester Rhinos.
It's incredible what Toronto has done now since they've jumped up into to Major League Soccer. But it's good to see the Lynx are still kicking and going at it. There's a throw in for Greenfield on the far side. Islam Salaz, the referee, says, "Come on, let's get going here." As the first 12-13 minutes have been a bit sluggish. There's Franks to Sanfilippo. Back to Franks. Now Montegalvan, middle of the field. Pressured by McCarthy. Pitch Colin with it. Aaron Pitch Colin, the 27-year-old. Central defender has it now. 9 league games. This will be his 10th overall appearance. Troy Roberts has played every single minute. The Iron Man. Good ball here from Montegalvan. And Filippo off the chest on the near side. Frank, quick one touch. Central pops up for Hamilton. Lays it off nicely for Sanfilippo. Roseland trying to get inside the 18. Step over move. Trying to turn, gets the cross away. Hamilton with the back heel, and it just trickles wide of the far post. That would have been beautiful.
Good crashing run by Hamilton. Puts it between his legs and tries to flick it into the back post. You always tell your players not to do that, not to try something fancy there, but great play by Hamilton. Good work by Rosalind here to get the cross off, and Hamilton with a crashing near post run. Fantastic.
Hamilton's looked dangerous on 2 occasions so far tonight. Here's pitch Colin. That's almost impossible to defend. I mean, he's got his back to the goal.
Oh yeah, very unexpected play. And the Rhinos, they're starting to keep the ball, a lot more patience. If you saw Brazil today, very, very patient on the ball. They just couldn't finish in the final third. The Rhinos, if they finish in the final third today, they're dominating the play right now.
Speaking of finishing, how about that second goal by Alano?
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely beautiful soccer. If the Rhinos can do something here, Roseland. It's a second crack at it. Sanfilippo, one-time cross. Comes through the top of the 18. Van Ent sends it on the far side. Van der Haar out of bounds, and an easy throw and picked up here for the Rhinos. Hamilton dancing, spinning around, able to slowly go back to Montegalvan. Franks. Montegalvan back to Troy Roberts. The Rhinos in league play are 5-3-3. Dayton is 4-1-3. Both teams very respectable in their conference standings. Franks gets it on the far side. Van der Haar one-on-one with Hines. Cuts to his right. Top of the 18. Lays it off for Franks. Takes a touch. His shot is blocked by Van der Haar. Headed forward now by Dayton. George Davis to McCarthy. One popped straight up in the air at midfield. Roberts heads it, but it goes to Bassett instead. McCarthy now pushing down the far side. See if they can make Rochester pay for the giveaway at midfield by Roberts. Bassett looks like he's onside still. Low cross. Not going to do anything there as Pitch Colin easily scoops this one up. 16th minute, Rochester and Dayton are scoreless. This is the first round of the 2010 U.S. Open Cup. Another diagonal run from Hamilton. That one is intercepted. Chip forward now. The foot of McCarthy. 22-year-old. Played at Capital University, Division III for his college soccer days.
Can't cut up Division III though, Joe.
No,
some of us have played Division III and have gone on and had some great careers. So,
you know anybody who did?
No.
Personally?
No. You hear a lot of players in this league, in the Rhinos League, in the USSF. They play Division III and they just grow from their freshman year on to their senior year, and they grow as players, they grow as people, and they become mature players, and that's just what happens.
Well, you definitely grew as a player, and the personal side of things we'll think about. Coming inside now is Benken. His pass, the poor one, is taken away by Roseland. Roseland now to Hines. Go back to Montegalvan. Greenfield on the far side. Jonathan Greenfield, the South African, on the left side of defense. Montegalvan's got all sorts of time just to settle, look up, and see where he wants to make his next move. Pitch Colin. Just run forward. Nunez, top of the 18. Moose is off his line. The little chip from Nunez. Off the post, and it's in the net. Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Tino Nunez, calm and cool, chips it over the Dayton touchline keeper. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, for an experienced keeper, he got caught in no man's land. Nunez just turned, and the defense was flat, and Nunez got the slip through, and he just chipped it over. Sports was caught in no man's land.
Very calm and cool. Tino Nunez, he's got 2 goals in league play. With tonight's goal in the U.S. Open Cup, he's got 3 overall. And Pitch Colin, like, had all sorts of time just to look, see where he wanted to go. And I just had talked about that. The time and space in the middle of the park is going to kill Dayton.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Dayton didn't do, there was no pressure on Pitch Colin. Dayton didn't give a little depth. They've got to give a little bit of depth when there's time for Pitch Colin to hit a ball like that. If you don't give depth, the ball's going to get played over the top, and guys like Nunez are going to beat you and put the ball away. And it gives Muntz that opportunity where he's got to make a decision. Does he come out or does he just stay? And he got caught in no man's land.
1-0, 18th minute. Nunez from Pitch Colin. Nunez's dump will play on to Islam Salaj. There's Rosenland again. There's that huge space, and they're just serving balls through this defense. Offside on the near side here. Hamilton.
I think the assistant referee went with the arms there. He went with the orange arms and lifted his yellow flag, so Hamilton looked like he came from an onside position.
Restart taken. Gio Lombardo plays it down the far side. Greenfield header ends up on the foot of McCarthy.
We should see here if Dayton's going to change their lineup. They started off in a 4-3-3, dropped back to a 4-1-3-1. Is that right?
That's how it looked.
I'm sorry, a 4-1-4-1 is what they dropped back to, with just McCarthy up forward. But now you can see the 2 wingers pushing forward a little bit more, allowing them to go back into a 4-3-3. They've got to attack the Rhinos if they're going to have any chance here.
Well, they're getting destroyed right in the middle of the field. Montegalvan, Hines, there's just huge gaps. And Hines just, strolling around. Nunez getting that first goal now. Rochester looking for more here. The winner of tonight's game will take on the Detroit Pittsburgh winner in round number 2. That'll be on June the 22nd. The Rhinos do win. It's here at Marina Auto Stadium. And tickets would go on sale this evening. The box office would stay open for an extra 30 minutes. There's Roberts, middle of the field. Look at the space for Franks. Can turn, chip one forward, and Sanfilippo wide open. Takes a look, crosses into the box. Hines heads it down, gets a second chance, and they're going to say a handball. As for Franks and Montegalvan, it's a field day setting the table from the middle of the park. Here's Davis now on the quick counter. Good step in there from Fitch Cohen to break it up.
Davis had a really pretty touch there, but he was looking for Dane Oden there. I think he should have took that himself and possibly give it a go. Test Vallow there at the top of the 18. He's got his rhythm going. He should have taken one.
Here's Franks now. Again, just laying off of the Rhino midfielders. Bad giveaway though by Nunez. Vanderhaar coming away with it. Far side, Bass Ent. He's double teamed. The Rhinos easily take away possession. Franks, Montegalvan. I think the Rhinos might be even shocked to see this much time and space in the midfield.
What's happening is with the diamond midfield, they're actually outnumbering Dayton there in the center of the.
Davis on the left and McCarthy up top. Not much movement. It's been extremely easy to mark.
Well, Davis and Davis and Ent are actually outside. They're playing outside midfielders, and they're making it very, very easy for Sanfilippo and Greenfield to mark them up. And then McCarthy is being shared between Troy Roberts and Pitch Cohen.
And this one is out of bounds off of Davis.
So the Rhinos have a man advantage in the back. And then when Franks and Hines come into the middle, Joe Lombardo and Dan Oden, they're a man down in the center of the park.
Yeah, they're done. We'll get some of the crowd here at Marina Auto Stadium. A gorgeous night for U.S. Open Cup soccer. Rochester and Dayton. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead. 18th minute goal from Tino Nunez. Here's Franks. Looks up. Sends the ball down the flank for Rosalind. Can he keep it in bounds? Nope. That'll roll out of bounds as Van den Banken wins a goal kick here.
The other thing is Vanderhaar. He's playing a holding midfielder. He's playing right in front of the back four, and he's with his experience at 35 years old, he needs to realize what's going on, and he's got to change something in the middle. Then Oden, he's not really working hard to get stuck in anywhere. He's just kind of roaming around. You can see that he's the type of player that wants the ball at his feet and just wants to knock the ball side to side and play total football.
A very impressive resume. 150 games in the Dutch League. Also played in Sweden. And now here in the States with the Dutch Lions of the PDL.
Well, he's trying to play total soccer, and they're not able to do it.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
That's the Dutch way.
There's Den Uden, he loses possession.
You can see how soft he goes in on his tackles.
Not really too keen on tracking back as well, and
right now, if you look in the center of the park, you can see a perfect diamond by Franks, Hines, Rosalind, and Montegalvan. And it's 4v2 right now with Dan Oden and Gio Lombardo there. And you could see Vanderhaar, he's just sitting back. So basically, it's five defenders against the 2 forwards. It gives so much space to the midfield, allows Frankie and allows Sanfilippo and Greenfield to come as overlapping back and just take all that space.
Great point. Exactly what we're seeing, Mike. As the Dutch Lions pick up a free kick here. On the ground, low to Davis. A spin to his left. They'll say they got the ball, not the man there. And Franks looking for a Hamilton. Segebar gets stuck in there. Heads it back into the Rhinos half of the field, but Nunez has it now. Middle of the park, it's behind Hines. A good job, still keeping the pressure on. Hamilton, top of the 18, on his left foot, lets one go, and Moose diving to his left makes the save.
That play all starts from Nunez holding on to the ball, but then Hines comes flashing through from the left-hand side, and the outside midfielders flashing through for the Rhinos makes them so dangerous.
Long ball there, and no one to pick it up but Scott Vallow for the Rhinos. U.S. Open Cup first round opening up this evening. We'll get some score updates for you throughout the night. Eric Trendle, our PR guru, working on those as we speak. Good one touch into space for Hamilton. Got the touch from Nunez inside the 18. Cutting to his left, he's dumped inside the box, and Islam Salaz points to the spot. Rochester is going to line up for a penalty kick.
It's a clear penalty kick. I mean, he did go for the ball, but you can see here Hamilton's making the run. He did go for the ball, and then he just realized that Hamilton had him beat, and he had to take Hamilton down.
So Siegebart was the player who lost the corner to Hamilton. He went for the ball, then got a piece of the player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's just typical soccer. You always go for the player, but he's got to get a piece of the ball in order to do that, to get it right.
All right, Franks lined up at the PK spot against Muntz. Salaj blows the whistle, clears out the 18.
That's the inexperience of Siegebart, 22 years old, on Hamilton, not being able to keep up with his speed.
Islam Salaj not happy with Vanderhaar's placement on the top of the 18. He's getting a little verbal warning.
Yeah, experienced player trying to get Franks get it out of his head. Something else is going on.
All right, here's Franks.
Get the focus off of him.
Steps in. Right-footed shot, and it's hard and low, and he finds the back of the net. It's a goal for the Rhinos, and it's 2-0 in minute number 29.
Nicely placed by Franks. Muntz guessed right, he just wasn't quick enough.
So on the PK, Jamie Franks gets his first goal of the U.S. Open Cup. First goal in league or Open Cup play. It's 2-0 Rochester, 29 minutes in. And quite frankly, it has been all Rochester here. Side netting, nice job.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice finish by Franks. But let's remember where they all started. It's a combination play with Nunez to Hamilton. Great stuff by Nunez, showing again for the 1-2, and Nunez has really been the highlight of this half. With a great finish, and also the putting Hamilton on that break.
So Nunez setting the table for Hamilton. Bob Lilly said that he's very good at holding the ball in tight areas, linking the play well, and we see that very evident there for Nunez and Franks, 22 years old, 23 years old, calm and cool. From the spot is Rochester. And Hines gets it on his right foot. Settles it. Back heel looking for Roseland. Just gives away possession there. Probably not happy with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy either. I mean, why try a heel there? He's got all his space in the world. He could put it back in the 18. His entire team is in the 18-yard box, and he's trying to heel pass there. He's trying to be crafty, put on a show a little bit. That's not the time to do it.
You can see, though, they're probably getting a little confident here. All sorts of time and space as Rochester picks up a corner kick. It is their first corner kick of the game. It'll come from the far side. Hines tracking over to take it. Tino Nunez taking his spot in the box. The 25-year-old was a Real Salt Lake draft pick in Major League Soccer back in 2008.
It's interesting. Dayton's got more guys up top right now than they do in the box, and during the run of play, they had no one up top.
Like I said, Mike, you don't want to get too critical, but surprised.
I mean, let's talk about Sonny Saloy a little bit. A guy who played for Ajax.
Look at the resume
for 14 seasons. I got it all from you, Joe. But
well, I mean, you know, it's all there in black and white. France, Germany, and doing the same old thing. Unless we're seeing something different up here, Mike. I don't know.
Won the UEFA Cup. Won the Champions League. Played with Marco Van Basten. Part of Frank Ricard.
Nothing to sneeze at.
No. I'd like to play for him for a year.
Here's Greenfield's header goes out of bounds.
There's some tactical adjustments that he has to make, and you know what? Sometimes it is tough to see from the coaching perspective what you need to change at the moment in the game. And I'm sure he's going to look at it. He's going to think about it at halftime and say, okay, what do we need to change?
Near side, Vanden Banken with it. Frank's coming over to slow him down. Vanden Banken cuts to his right. Denuden moving off the ball a little bit here. But Sanfilippo takes the slow pass, and Rochester will come away with this one. Hines, Roseland, good quick touch. Getting it out into space for Greenfield. McCarthy tracking back on him. Pitch Colin. Ball into space. Vandenbank able to head it. But San Filippo now gets it back to Franks. Davis, as usual, he's behind the play. Franks will cut it back, gives him a chance to recover. And they're going to say Franks came from an offside position. 34th minute, the Rhinos with a 2-0 lead. Your goal scorers this evening, Nunez in the 18th, and Franks in the 29th on a PK. For Dayton, they don't have much time off. They'll be in Cleveland on Thursday, back in PDL action, taking on the Cleveland Internationals. Here's Gio Lombardo. Middle of the field now. Vanderhaar. Checking back for is McCarthy. Looking for Ent on the one touch. There's Den Uden stepping in. Ball into space. And McCarthy wanted that one at his feet. Maybe just a little softer. There's the touch. Ends up in the arms of Scott Valla.
Man, Den Uden is just soft. I mean, you come here and you're looking for a guy who's got a resume such as his, and you want to see a player that's going to get stuck in, particularly from that side, from Europe there. I mean, playing in the Eredivisie, he's got to be. You got to play hard football, and he's not.
The Dutch Lions with an affiliation with FC 20. They won the Dutch championship this year, and a lot of these guys who are in their 30s really brought over to work with the youth players, in addition to playing with the Dutch Lions. Not sure if that's where more of their focus is right now, but it's not been a good start for Dayton. Trailing 2-0. Completely outplayed here is McCarthy, working hard now. It's this one out of bounds, and a throw-in for Pitchcolin and the Rhinos in front of the Lions bench.
The Rhinos definitely can't let their guard down. They got to continue to keep control of the ball and hold on to the ball here.
This one was out of bounds in front of Rochester's bench. And thrown back in now for Sigebart. Now Godvliet with it. Godvliet, the 24-year-old, was with the Feyenoord youth system. Sigebart with it. Montragavan steps in. Nunez with it now. Hamilton coming into space. Nunez holds it up. All sorts of time just to look around. Decides to go to Franks, his fourth or fifth option. Pitchcolin.
I mean, I know the Rhinos are up 2-0 here, but it's good patience. Be patient on the ball. You don't need to go at them. There's plenty of time left in the half.
Pitchcolin's ball off the chest of Hamilton, laid off for Nunez. He gets the right footer away, and it's off the mark. Goal kick coming up here for the Dayton Dutch Lions.
It's a great ball by Pitchcolin, and Hamilton making a great run and just laying off Nunez. The same thing, I think Pitchcolin's kind of forcing it a little bit. The Rhinos don't need to force it. Hold on to the ball and then break them down the way they've been breaking them down. And really, the Dutch Lions, they've been pretty flat. You can really thread balls through them.
Rochester has about 8 minutes to hopefully put some more in the back of the net. It's U.S. Open Cup time, and it's do or die. Rosenlund gets it off the chest. Franks again wide open, all sorts of space here on the near side. San Filippo overlapping. Franks cuts inside with his left foot. Top of the 18. Too slow to let that one go.
Interesting.
Wins the corner.
Where's Frank's left peg there? I mean, really you could see that he hesitated to hit it with his left foot. And then when he did hit it with his left foot, it wasn't strong enough. Something I would say for Franks, I love watching him play. He's a good player. Work on your left peg, child.
You could see when he cut back, his left foot had the shot. He was kind of like, oh boy.
Okay, what do I do here? I mean, kid, work on your left peg.
There's Hines with the corner kick. Goes short to Roseland. Back to Hines. Far side of the 18. Franks picks up this loose ball. One touch over to Montragavan. Franks to San Filippo. High chip into the box. Moose is off his line. And he'll pick it up about 12 yards out. 39th minute. The Rhinos 2-0 lead.
Not sure if that's what San Filippo really wanted to do there.
Ent, his little touch ends up nowhere but on a Rhinos defender. Rosenlund, Sanfilippo.
You're going to ask Mike Kahn the same thing. Was that really what you wanted? Was it Mike Kahn? Mike Kahn's the one that scored the goal, right?
Beautiful goal.
Yeah, was it really what he wanted to do?
Yeah.
They're going to talk about that one that's definitely going to hit the news.
Absolutely.
Did he really want to do that?
Whether he meant to do it or not, beautiful finish. Franks, Rochester clearly outperforming. Possession, everything has been in Rochester's favor.
That's a heavy touch by Hamilton, though.
Foul called in the middle of the park as Denoden will pick up a free kick. He'll leave it for Vanderhaar. Now plays it back to Godfleet. Godfleet with it, middle of the field. Come over here to the near side. There's Dayton attacking the goal to our left. This one's given away. Midfield now. Counterattack. Rosenlund. Step over. Still with the ball. Outside to Hines, and it's a poor decision. Luckily for Rosenlund, he's able to pick up the ball again and go back to Montegalvan. Sanfilippo overlapping. Franks turns. Corner of the 18. Beats one defender. Still inside the box. Chip. Nunez. Header. Off the crossbar. Muth may have gotten a piece of it as well.
Good stuff by Frank. Beat the guy right at the top of the 18. Didn't try to take the foul, and then just really brought it right down the line. He got his head up, and he looked, and he picked out a player, and that's a quality player right there. Picked out Nunez. He looked for him, and he put it right on his head.
There's a look at the chip from Franks, and Nunez going backwards. Got some good power on that.
Great judgment by Nunez as well.
Hines. Service is headed away by Vanden Banken towards the far side of the field where Ryan Hines comes away with it. Cuts inside of Gio Lombardo. Plays it on the turf. Pitch Cohen. That's a one-touch inside to Nunez, and this should be another corner kick for the Rhinos. 41st minute, fourth corner kick, and they're all coming late here for Rochester. This one from the near side.
Pitch Colin, our center back trying to play a midfield style there. You know, a little bit of a heavy touch, but we got the corner. The Rhinos got the corner out of it.
And Franks will take this from the near side. Pitch Colin. He's pushed up into the mix along with Roberts. There's a delivery from Franks. Finds Pitch Colin off the chest. Top of the 18. That's the right footer goal. Blocked in traffic. Hines. Skip by Pitch Cole, but Roseland's there. Cuts around Gio Lombardo. Nunez holding players off. Nice back heel for Hamilton! And it just sends it wide of the near post.
Yeah, it's great stuff there by Nunez. I mean, he's just really the highlight of this half, just with some spectacular plays. Pitch Colin got that ball, brought it across, and Roseland got it, and then found Nunez. Nunez with a great heel.
There's Roseland. Good job avoiding, and that's exactly what Nunez does. Holds off defenders, and then just sets the table nicely.
Does a fantastic job.
Vanderhaar. That one's out of bounds and misplayed by the Dayton Dutch Lions. As Hamilton looking to get on the score sheet here tonight. He picked up the PK call, and we'll see what happens. Here's Roberts to pitch Cole on the near side. Sanfilippo. Pitch Cole with it now. Time, space. That's a good long ball to Hines, and his touch can't get past the defender on the far side, Schwartz. He just clears it out of bounds. 43 minutes, and it's going to be a throw-in for Dayton. And as we'll see, the Rhinos were the last to touch it. Evan Schwartz to take this one. The 22-year-old. Also spent some time playing in Iceland. He's playing on the right side of defense tonight. Checking back for that one is Vanderhaar. Godfleet. Sigebart. Gio Lombardo. Completely different when Dayton has the ball in the midfield. There's no space or time. There's Montegavan, Van Nuden applying a little bit of pressure. And Montegavan, Gio Lombardo. So that was Vanderhaar trying to apply some pressure there.
What the Rhinos do very well is they take care of the ball. And when Pitchcolan and Roberts try to bang it forward like that, that's not their game. They need to keep control of the ball and hold on to it. Constantly take care of the ball.
This one's off the chest of McCarthy. See if he can settle it. Roberts gets the header on it instead. Hines. Rosalind. Ball into space for Davis on the diagonal inside the 18. Right-footed shot is off the post, and the rebound cleared by Greenfield. The Rhinos got to be careful not to fall asleep. It's 2-0. This one's not over with yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's another giveaway by Rosalind in the center of the park. And that's a bad place to give the ball away.
This ball played into space. Rosalind started, then stopped again. Moots did the same thing, and then he finally came for it. There's Gio Lombardo.
That was a great run by Davis. And really, it was a great little dink right into the post.
Little collision there at midfield wasn't the prettiest of things. Vanderhaar and Hines, looks like they went knee to knee. He cuts around him, and it's leg to leg. That's not going to feel good for either one. Vanderhaar still down. Hines is up. Vanderhaar, the 35-year-old, who has played in Germany, Holland, and Australia. As Hines is up, Vanderhaar still, though, down, laying on his back. Get us another look at the replay. There's a good ball, though, into space, Mike.
Yeah, real great ball by Gio Lombardo. And Davis just unlucky. Really, that would have been such a pretty finish. And unlucky, man. Just hits the post.
He just didn't get his foot on it to make it do that little bend.
Exactly. Well, the ball got away from him a little bit. It ended up on his left peg, and he kind of ran around it a little bit. Good clearance by Greenfield at the end, but great run by Davis. Slashing run from the left side.
Davis, the 22-year-old, got 2 goals and 2 assists.
And then here's Rosalind. Nunez just holding the ball great. And then just very crafty player. And Hamilton getting that shot off. Great turn, quick turn. Could have been a nice finish.
Some great replays there from our production crew, led by John Catalano. Susan and Matt on the cameras up top here. And we'll take a look at some of the goals here tonight. Here's the first one from Nunez. Nice and composed. Takes his time, and Moots, like you said, Mike, caught in no man's land.
Yeah, it's Pitchcolan, but Pitchcolan, same thing. He's forcing that ball down the middle. They're getting the goals against the better teams in the USSF. Those goals aren't going to happen.
And then Hamilton, his speed has been a problem all night long as he is barreled into from Siegebart. And Franks, nice and cool, finds the back of the net on the PK. That was in the 29th minute. Nunez scored in the 18th minute. And we've got a second here. Got some programming notes from Sports Radio 950 ESPN. After tonight's game, Sports Radio 950 ESPN will be carrying Game 6 of the NBA Finals. And Sports Radio 950 ESPN is also your home for the World Cup. They'll carry every game that the U.S. plays in. The next game for the USA in the World Cup is Friday against Slovenia. Coverage beginning at 9:30 a.m. Good to see that Vanderhaar is up. And also, during the 2010 FIFA World Cup, USSoccer.com will provide the most comprehensive coverage of the U.S. national team with daily webcasts of Studio 90. Get the latest news, features, and interviews with the players. That's Studio 90, only on USSoccer.com.
Hey, Joe, did you hear that North Korea was hiring Chinese people to be the fans for North Korea?
I heard that during the broadcast today, and what is going on with the mystique and all the secret of North Korea? Everything is a secret. Everything's hush hush.
You know, do you really believe it, or are they just creating a little bit more, to be there because they're communists? And,
Could be.
You know, the president of North Korea called the coach to make changes when they were losing. And
is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
not for the Brazil game, but for earlier matches.
Oh.
But
So it looks like Hans Vanderhaar talking to Sonny Saloy. I was shaking his head saying, no, I don't think I can do it. We're in stoppage time, 1 minute left. I'm sorry, 1 minute called for. Vanderhaar is down in front of the bench. So Dayton's going to go with the 10 men here for the last minute of stoppage time. Greenfield. Checking back for it is Hamilton. Being forced backwards by Gio Lombardo. He picks up the ball now. Then Odin. He's not having a good first half. Easy giveaway there. Rosenland looking for Hamilton as there was 5 orange jerseys around the ball. And my 6-year-old son, it's almost like that gang mentality around the ball. That was poor defending there if the touch was a little softer. Wow.
Yeah, Vanderhaar is definitely a loss for Dayton with the experience he puts on the pitch. The one thing I don't understand is why Dayton doesn't have a player that can step on the field right away. I mean, I think maybe he wants to make a decision on who he wants to put in, but you don't have a player, the guy's down for at least 3 minutes, and there's no decision there.
It's been shocking, to say the least. Some of the things we've seen or really haven't seen from the sidelines of the Dayton Dutch Lions, but nonetheless, it is 2-0 Rochester after 45 minutes of play. We'll go down to field level in the second here for our field interview. Hopefully it'll be Jamie Franks who's picked up the goal on the PK. Rochester in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup has a 2-0 lead over Dayton, who are from the PDL, and it's been all Rochester Rhinos here in half number 1. Nunez and Franks scoring. And speaking of Franks, let's go down to field level. Rhinos midfielder Jamie Franks joins us. And Jimmy, welcome to the halftime show. Wow, talk about control and domination. You have had acres of space and time in the middle of that field in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming in that we'd have a lot of time and space on the ball, but it's it's what you do with that space, and we've been able to exploit it on both flanks, and I think we've been successful. We just need to be aware of where we're turning the ball over in the second half.
You know, Jamie, I'd love to talk about your great finish on the PK. You know, you tucked it right in there. But how about that opportunity with your left peg? What happened there?
I was just kind of caught off balance a little bit, and I didn't get everything I wanted to on it. So.
All right. And Muntz also ended up guessing the right way on you, and you tucked it in real nicely. How about that?
Well, I don't worry too much about what the goalie's doing. I just worry about myself and concentrate, on hitting the right spot. And if he makes a save, he makes a save. But fortunately, it went in the corner. So.
And what are you expecting from the second half? Again, you guys have had your way pretty much with these Dutch Lions. What are you expecting from them in the second half? A lot of tactical adjustments?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, they'll go into halftime and sort some things out, so we just got to make sure that we're sharp, especially in, the first 15 minutes, because everyone knows 2-0 is a dangerous lead, as we've, learned from Saturday night. So hopefully we'll be able to set the tempo in the first 15, 20 minutes and, hopefully close this game out.
Sounds good, Jamie. If they don't make any tactical adjustments, I think you guys are just going to really pound on them.
Let's hope so.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Jamie, thanks. Right, join the guys in the locker room. Jimmy Franks had a goal on a PK in the 29th minute. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Dayton Dutch Lions in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. Right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology in computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future. Turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Getting more out of life is important, and giving you more is what Nothnagel Realtors is all about, like Nothnagel.com. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or agent, Nothnagel.com is your user-friendly local source for all the listings all the time. More of the things you'd expect from a real estate company, and lots of things you wouldn't.
Get more from your life, your heart, your home.
go to Nothnagel.com.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
The Rochester Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Dayton Dutch Lions. Joe Giuliano with Mike Terms. First round of the U.S. Open Cup. Your goals coming from Nunez in the 18th minute and Jamie Franks from the spot in minute number 29. Joe Giuliano, Mike Terms. Let's look at some highlights from half number 1. And it was all Rochester except for one chance that Davis found in that half. As we roll the tape here and look at Rochester's dominating performance. Rosalind, good job, tight space, gets the ball into the mix. And Hamilton, how do you defend that, Mike?
Oh, well, Hamilton, you can't defend that. Hamilton makes a great run near post, and I'm sure there was a far post run by Nunez on the other side somewhere. But Rosalind really held the guy off, and then he got that cross off. Great stuff by Hamilton on the near post run.
That man walking there as he would have had no chance if that was on frame. Then pitch Colin, all sorts of time and space. Looks up, Nunez gets away from his mark and very composed.
Yeah, this is a matter of pitch Colin really having no pressure on him, and then the Dayton team, they don't give any depth. Therefore, it gives Nunez a time to just wrap around and get one-on-one with Muntz. And Muntz gets caught in no man's land. You can see there that he holds off. He didn't know if he should go, or he's just got to keep coming, or he's got to stay home. And it's just a matter of Dayton not giving depth when there's no pressure on pitch Colin.
So Nunez with 2 lead goals, gets another one here in the U.S. Open Cup in 2010. And then Hamilton just bursting with that speed inside the 18th.
Yeah, but what about that through ball? What a great through ball right there. And Nunez, combination play. Nunez is really the highlight here. And Hamilton does a great job getting himself in the box. And he also picked up that foul on his own. He really cut inside the defender, and he picked it up.
And Frank's talking to us earlier, saying he doesn't really concern himself with what the keeper does as he finds the back of the net on the PK.
You can't concern yourself with what the keeper does. There's only one player that I know that does that, and that's Tommy Tanner. He always watches where the goalie's going. But Jamie Franks, he's that typical penalty kicker. He puts it where he's going to put it every time, right into the side netting. Great finish by Jamie.
So at this stage, it's 2-0 Rochester. They are in complete control. San Filippo, he's a player who's had a lot of space, time overlapping. Frank's getting the ball here. He just looks up, and like you said, he serves a nice ball.
Yeah, real pretty ball by Jamie Franks there. He picked up his head there. He picks Nunez's head out, and he puts it right on the head. That's great stuff. The one thing is that Greenfield and San Filippo, they're overlapping. There's a lot of green out there. They can take that space, and they can really be part of the play, and it's allowing the outside back to be part of the play and create combination plays, allowing Jamie to get forward and to cross those balls to guys like Nunez.
It's actually a good save from Moose. Thought it may have hit the crossbar, but Moose got a piece of it. As the Rhinos keep coming with the pressure. They gotta love this one.
Yeah, it's great stuff by Nunez, but the thing is, it's coming right down the center of the park, right down Dayton center of the park. They're not stopping Rosalind, they're not stopping Motogavan, they're not stopping Hines, and they're not stopping Frank. Coming right down the center of the park, and Nunez does a great play there.
And the Rochester Rhinos still same play, as it started from the development with Hines. And then Hamilton maybe a little too far on that touch, but trying to get his body around the shot. And then there's a giveaway here at midfield. And Davis and Dayton, you can't take them too lightly as he rocks this one off the post.
Yeah, the Rhinos have to stay on their toes. I mean, similar to Brazil today versus North Korea, Brazil gives up a goal, 2-1. Next thing you know, it's not 2-0, it's 2-1. Hines, that's a tough ball, that's a hospital ball. And then Rosalind with a giveaway, trying to do something tricky there. Gil Lombardo picks it up, Davis makes a great run from the outside. You can't let your guard down. You got to continue to play. You got to watch out for those counterattacks. I think that's.
And one player we were critical of was Nunez, and he actually was the one who applied some pressure on Roseland, leading to that opportunity from George Davis late in the first half. So that's a look at your highlights. Your score is Rochester 2, Dayton nothing. We'll take a short break and come back with more of the halftime show. Rochester 2-0 over Dayton, Rhinos Broadcast Network.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd. And every month, there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play slots.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 4x4-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at RhinoSoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
Hi, this is Bill Sedgwick, assistant coach for the Rochester Rhinos. Please come out this year and support Quarters for Cancer, which will benefit the Golisano Children's Hospital and Camp Good Days and special times.
WROC Rochester.
The Rochester Rhinos have opened up the 2010 U.S. Open Cup first round. 45 minutes are in the books. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead. Nunez and Jamie Franks making it count so far for the Rochester Rhinos. As we look at your stats through 45 minutes of play, of course, your score 2-0. Shots totally lopsided in favor of the Rochester Rhinos, 9-1. Valo's credit to his 2 saves. I don't know how Moose doesn't have a save. He made a great tipping save on the header from Nunez, but they still show 0 saves for the Dutch Lions. Keeper corner kicks, 4 for Rochester, 2 for Dayton. No cards issued in that half, as Dayton giving up 4 corner kicks in a matter of 5 minutes. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is if head coach Sonny Saloy makes any tactical adjustments. As Mike and I talked about during the broadcast, it has been all Franks, Montegalvan, Pitch Colon, with a ton of time in the middle of the field for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. Also, one reminder, if the Rhinos are victorious this evening, they will take on the winner of Detroit and Pittsburgh. That game will be on Tuesday, June the 22nd. If it's Rochester who wins this evening, it'll be right here at Marina Auto Stadium. Season ticket holders, you can use Wild Card B. Again, Wild Card B if the Rhinos are able to pick up the win this evening against the Dayton Dutch Lions. From all indications so far, the Rochester Rhinos are in total control of this game. We'll see what Dayton can come up with, and we'll see if Rochester continues to apply the pressure and apply the great finishing we've seen from Nunez and Frank so far. Stick around, second half is just around the corner. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 4x4-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at RhinoSoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available to digital phone and digital cable or Roadrunner customers. Applies on calls to landline phone. Additional charges apply for taxi fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
You're talking about it, we're talking about it. When the Lakers had to choose between Kobe and Shaq, everybody railed on the Lakers because they chose Kobe, but anybody inside the organization knew the truth. Kobe was driven, focused, ambitious. Shaq was none of those. Shaq had his titles, he wanted to be a movie star.
This is a championship that is about history. This is about Phil Jackson saying he's going to smoke a cigar now in honor of Red Auerbach. Right. And this is about Kobe Bryant getting the monkey off his back.
ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com.
What do all of these companies have in common? Burger King, General Electric, Microsoft. They all started during a recession. They all had a plan, a business plan, and a marketing plan. If you want your company to succeed in a downturn, let the Entercom Marketing Results Group put a plan together for you. Call 585-222-IDEA, 222-IDEA for a free consultation. We have marketing ideas, advertising ideas, internet ideas, and nearly 500,000 radio listeners in Rochester. The Entercom Marketing Results Group can help you. Breakthrough.
Hi, this is Isaac Keaton, number 18 from your Rochester Rhinos, and you are listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Yeah.
All right, welcome back. Second half about to get underway, and before we start, I'd like to welcome one of our new sponsors. A great round of golf is waiting for you at Brockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, non-seniors only $25 during the week. Call 638-6486 today for your Brockport Golf Club tee time. Brockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. Visit www.brockportgc.com. Mike, that's a course you played in the past, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very nice course. I lived in Brockport for years, and I used to frequent there quite a bit.
Brockport Golf Course. All right, Mike, look at some scores across the U.S. Open Cup first round. Detroit at the half is trailing Pittsburgh 2-0. Now, the winner of tonight's game faces the winner of Detroit United Soccer Club and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It's 2-0 Riverhounds after a half.
That's another big foe right there. I mean, we would have battles against those guys, and quite frankly, they could be the team that I don't like the most.
We'll see. That could be Tuesday, and that game would be right here at Marina Auto Stadium if the Rhinos do win tonight. Tickets would go on sale at the end of the game. 30 minutes after the game, the box office will be open for 30 minutes after the game if the Rhinos are victorious and they host the game next Tuesday, 7:05 here at Marina Auto Stadium. If you're a season ticket holder, you want to use Wildcard B. That's Wildcard B, or the one that's labeled EPVG2. And Mike, you're taking a look at some changes. What do you got for us?
Well, it looks like they're putting Dennis in the back, and they might be moving. They're probably moving up Godliep moving into the midfield. So it looks like they're sticking with the same formation with a 4-3-3. You can see their three midfielders just sitting in the center of the park.
So kickoff for the Rhinos. They'll be attacking the goal to our left. Montegalvan trickles this one to Franks. He gets his back to pitch going. Vanderhaar was the player who went down with the injury. He is off. And Dennis has come on, the 21-year-old. Played only 8 minutes this year. Cross into the box for Hines. Schwartz gets his head on it. And here's Dennis's first touch on the near side. Ent, double teamed by Hines and Greenfield, and they'll call the foul on the Rhinos. Free kick coming up for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Now we're going to change gears a little bit here in the U.S. Open Cup. Teams allowed only 3 substitutions. That could be a factor as far as fatigue or injuries are concerned. Dayton has already made one of their 3 changes. And if for some reason this does go to overtime, be a 5-minute break. They'll play 2 15s out, and then PKs if it's still tied. But at this point, looks like Rochester in control of this one.
If this moved into overtime, it'd be very, very shock. It would be a shock, but anything can happen in the game of soccer. Anything can happen in 45 minutes.
Godfleet with it, spinning around, looking for some help. Finds it in Dennis. Far side now for Siegabart. Pressured from Hamilton. Checking back is George Davis. Gio Lombardo gets the ball on the outside now. Cutting inside, ball in his face. Nunez inside the 18, left foot. Maybe too unselfish there as he had a good look at goal. Decided to make the pass to Ent instead. And that's a good opportunity, maybe wasted for Dayton.
Yeah, I would agree. Wasted opportunity. I thought for sure he was going to try to hit it with his left peg there. And it is a wasted opportunity.
And Davis to take this corner kick on the far side. 3rd corner kick of the game. As Nunez has been quiet, and then when he gets that chance, time to give it up.
You can see throughout the game he's been kind of a soft player, and right there you can see right there if you're a hard player, you try to hammer that home.
Off the leg of Van den Banken.
He's trying to make the game look pretty, get a nice little pass, make it simple for his team for a nice little pretty goal that just lies in the back of the net. I would have just hammered that against Vallow easily.
Surprised he didn't go for it as he said a tough first half and gets an opportunity like that and says, just make one more pass. As you talked about, they love the beautiful game. Individually, skills are there, but as far as the team concept is concerned, not quite sure where they're heading. There's Pitch Colin. And Filippo. You don't want to, put anybody down, but it's been pretty lackluster.
Used to seeing a Dutch team that likes to get stuck in, likes to play a little bit harder, a little bit more faster pace, and they're just not playing that way.
And again, you see these lower level teams in the U.S. Open Cup come in, and they're gangbusters. This team has been completely opposite. Low pressure, giving Rochester sorts of time and space to set up. Dennis, there's it back to Moose. Mr. Moose, the 1.00 goals against average. Actually has appeared twice with the Dutch national team. Send this one up towards midfield. McCarthy trying to head it to Ent. Roberts fights him off for it. A burst of orange pressure.
Good patience by Pitch Colin there.
Milano was able to break that pressure. Moncho Galvan spins away. Gets up at Greenfield on the near flank. Cuts it inside. Hines with it now. Top of the 18 for Roseland. Cuts back to his left. Greenfield inside the 18. Nowhere to go as it's broken up by Godfleet. And Moncho Galvan will just come in and blast it over the near sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Dayton Dutch Lions.
Greenfield getting himself into the mix a little bit, coming up that left-hand side. Found himself in the 18. Possibly could have done a little bit better with that.
Going for Schwartz on the near side. Ed has it forward. Greenfield steps in hard. Knocking McCarthy off the ball. Franks trying to get it in behind for Nunez. He can't do it. And coming away with it is Gio Lombardo. Davis. Back now to Dennis. Gio Lombardo on the far side. Van den Banken. Denouden. Some possession here. They've got a few players. Bomer, their backup goalkeeper, available as a sub. Papella, Hurstenberg, Kissinger, and Vanderslice. As Hamilton is going to win a throw-in here for the Rhinos in front of the Dutch Lions bench. Greenfield to take it. Jonathan Greenfield, I guess 30-year-old, one of the more veteran members of the Rhinos. Hines is dumped, no call. Schwartz takes him down, and the Lions come away with it. No call. Denuden easily taken off the ball. Montegalvan for Nunez. Right-footed shot and whistles just wide of the near post. Terrible giveaway by Denuden, but we've seen that several times tonight.
Yeah, bad giveaway by Denuden there, but really Nunez, one thing that we always say is, hey, can you hit it harder? And this is the opposite, from the opposite side. When Denuden should have hammered it home, Nunez should have taken maybe a little bit off of this. He tries to really, rip the net here. Just take a little bit off of it, and possibly tuck it into the far post, or tuck it in near post, or possibly see Hamilton screaming up the center of the park.
Here's Hamilton now coming with it. Plays it off for Hines. With the right-footed shot, that's way off the mark. Roseland wanted it on the ground as he was making a run inside the 18. And the space starting to open up once again for the Rhinos.
Yeah, the Rhinos can have a field day today. There's so much space out there in the center of the park. They're coming right up the center of the park, right up what's supposedly the strength of a team.
We've got some other scores here. Carolina and Charlotte are scoreless. Just checking out some other USSF D2 teams. Everyone else looks like they're pretty much a later start. Pitch Colin. Push from behind by McCarthy and no call. Throw in on the far side for Davis. Going to leave this one for Vanden Banken. Throw on the far side for the Dayton Dutch Lions. 53rd minute, they trail 2-0. Vanden Banken, good long throw at the 6th. Mello gets a punch on it. Unlike Paraguay's goalkeeper yesterday, he actually got a piece of the ball.
I think Paraguay's goalie was about the size of Nunez. And he came out to punch for that ball.
Mike, that mistake is on par with Robert Green from England. I firmly believe that was a terrible goalkeeping mistake. And I love the Italian team, don't get me wrong, but terrible goalkeeping.
The Algeria goalie too.
What do you take on that ball? You think that think a lot of stock in what they say about that ball, the Jabulani?
I was speaking with a colleague of mine on the way out here today, Remy Roy, who's the goalkeeper coach for New England Revolution. He says that they've been training with that. They play with that ball in the MLS.
Oh, really?
He says that as the goalkeeper coach, it's taken him time to get used to that ball, just the way that it takes off from his foot. He said the position of your foot, if you flex your foot all the way down, he says the ball it has movement that you have to get used to.
So there is some truth to the complaints we're hearing. Interesting.
According to Remy Roy.
Well, you got Messi and other people saying, hey, this ball's doing funny things, and I kind of take their word for it.
And excuse me, he's Canadian, so it's Remy Roy.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Dayton's going to go to the bench here.
Goalkeeper coach for Laurie Calloway, longtime goalkeeper coach.
It's going to be Eddie Hurstenberg coming on. For guess who's coming off? Denuden. And he's going to be happy to see the sidelines, I think, because he's had a tough go of it this evening. The second change for Sonny Saloy.
Yeah, he's out there, he's wincing. 33 years old, he should still have a little bit more fitness than that. I'm just sort of disappointed in his play and his hard work, his work ethic out there.
There's Greenfield. Avoids the challenge of Gia Lombardo. Roseland's pass was off of Dennis. Hurstenberg, a 24-year-old, is going to come in. He's playing with the Columbus Crew Reserves. You wonder if it's going to add a little more pace and movement out of that central midfield.
Yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of experience, but Denuden didn't add that for the team today. So I don't believe there's going to be any loss, and you're going to add pace.
And if Hurstenberg brings a little more pressure in the middle of the field. And lays it off here for Schwartz. Chips into the box. Montegalvan gets his head on it. Vanden Banken beats Franks to the ball. Davis avoids the slide tackle of Pitch Colin. Cross through the 6th. And a dangerous service there. Trickles through everyone.
Yeah, it all starts with a great ball by Godsley. Lead hits Ent into the corner, and the thing is that Dayton is so slow that Ent is holding the ball into that corner for a while, and then finally when it gets to Davis on the other side, he makes a great move. He's been the most dynamic player for Dayton today. He's on that side, and he beats Sanfilippo out there and gets that cross off.
So Hurstenberg waiting for Denuden to make his way over. So Vanderhaar is coming off for Dennis, and now Hurstenberg is coming on for Denuden. He's not too happy with his performance this evening. Restart from Fallow. Looking for Hamilton, but Dennis plays it off his chest. And Hines with the slide tackle knocks this one up into the crowd. Throwing coming up here for the Dutch Lions. Also like to mention during the 2010 FIFA World Cup, USSoccer.com will provide the most comprehensive coverage of the U.S. national team with daily webcasts of Studio 90. Get the latest news, features, and interviews with the players at Studio 90 only on USSoccer.com. Montergavon's touch goes out of bounds. Throwing here for Godfleet. Ent knocked off the ball nicely by Greenfield. Hines, good pass. Space and time for Franks. Changes it to the far side for team captain Sanfilippo. Back inside, pitch Tolan. Montergalvan. Good job of knocking it around here by the Rhinos. Robert. Slowing it down again here. Hines. Schwartz fell but recovered and knocks it out of bounds. 58 minutes. The Rhinos available for substitutions this evening. Backup keeper Neil Kitson. You got Gore, Aguilar, Versailles, Spicer, Kissy, and West. Greenfield. Hard challenge from Hurstenberg. That's one thing we didn't see from Denuden. And Hurstenberg immediately gets stuck in there with a challenge. McCarthy checking back for it. Headed back to Ent. Rosen fighting off there, winning the ball. Pitch Cohen with it. Looks like Versailles is getting ready to check in for Rochester, the Haitian international. They're going to call offsides here on this long ball, played in for Nunez. Quickly, nope, this will be put down by Dennis.
For Lily, I'm sure it'd be nice for the Rhinos to put one more away here, get a couple players that haven't seen some time lately to get some time against Dayton here.
If these results stand, Rochester would meet Pittsburgh, who they played in the first round last year. Had to go to PKs. They won that one 4-2. Pittsburgh has a 2-0 lead right now over Detroit at the half. And loses possession to Montegalvan, and Hines now with it. Franks just pushing it off the mark for Hamilton. And taken away here by Sigabart. Gio Lombardo. Schwartz pressured by Rosen. He goes down. And who's going to pick up the loose ball? Schwartz able to bounce back. Keep it in Dayton's possession for a minute, but taken away on the giveaway. Roberts into space. Nunez nicely off the chest, near side of the 18. Pokes it off of Dennis and picks up a corner kick here for the Rhinos.
It's a nice touch by Nunez there. Very nice touch. Good first touch to get himself some space and to win that corner kick.
This is the 5th corner kick for the Rhinos. Franks to take it. And it'll come from the near side. Rosen looks like he wants to talk about a short setup.
Well, the interesting thing is there's only 3 Rhinos in the 18-yard box.
Hamilton, 4, if you count him in front of Moose. We'll see what Franks comes up with. And he gets the okay from Islam Salaj. Low driven ball at the 6. Cleared away by Hurstenberg. Montergalvan steps right through. The ball ends up on the foot of Hurstenberg, quickly on the far side now. The Dutch Lions attacking San Filippo's side, looking for Davis. He'll knock Franks off the ball, and in the meantime trickles it out of bounds. So Nunez is going to come off here in the 61st minute, and Versailles is going to make his second appearance of the season for the Rhinos. Mike, talk about Nunez's performance tonight.
Yeah, Nunez had a great game for a guy that's been sitting on the bench the last few games. He came on and he held the ball well and he knocked it off. He was a very crafty player, scored a very pretty goal. Excellent play by Nunez.
There's the teacher, always teaching and talking to his players. Bob Lilly's done a great job coming over to Rochester in 2010. I tell you, Mike, the Rhinos have a very interesting situation at forward. You got Hoxie, who had 2 assists. Kissy had 2 goals the other night. Then you got Nunez and Hamilton. There's a lot of options for Bob Lilly.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of options for Lilly, and every single day he changes. Every game he's been changing it up a little bit, trying to find the right combination there. The other night it seemed like a great combination with Hoxie and Kissy. Early in the season you saw Hoxie and Hamilton with great combination play. Nunez comes on, Hamilton, a lot of great combination play. So they're connecting. He's just trying to find, when you get in the end of the season, what's the right combination going into the playoffs?
So he wants the timing to be perfect. Foul called on the Rhinos on that last rush by Dayton. It'll be a free kick just to the right of Scott Vallow, about 25 or 26 yards away. Gio Lombardo, Hurstenberg over the ball. Who gets the nod here? Godfleet as well. Those walls backed up 10 yards. Dayton looks like they want more. Gio Lombardo's going to touch it. Hurstenberg settles it for Godfleet. Deflected inside the 18. Settles down, and the right-footed volley is way off the mark. As it was deflected, hopefully, because if that was intentional, that was a bad shot.
That was on frame and it was deflected. Yeah, that was definitely on frame. It was deflected, and that's a dangerous opportunity that the Rhinos are giving up here. And now they're giving up a corner kick.
2-0, 64th minute. There's the cross on the corner, headed away by pitch Cohen. Godfleet tries the volley instead of hitting the ball, hits Greenfield, and the Rhinos will pick up a free kick.
Yeah, Greenfield is slow to get up here. He's still struggling a little bit. I think he got that one right in the stomach.
Greenfield slow to get up. Vallow and Roberts checking on their teammate. Don't forget the Rhinos, if they win tonight, tickets for the second round game will go on sale right after the game. The box office will stay open for 30 minutes. They'll face the winner of Detroit and Pittsburgh. There's that loose challenge inside the box, and don't know who it hit, but there definitely was a deflection.
Yeah, it was good patience by Dayton to strike that. It was Godfleet who tried to strike that. Good patience by him.
Out of bounds, near side here.
Another giveaway by Rosalind. Now, it's interesting. The other night, we discussed the Rhinos were really dominating the match when they were in a 4-4-2, and then they dropped it to a 4-5-1, and they started losing a little bit of momentum. Bob drops into a 4-5-1 again by bringing Versailles on. Versailles, that holding midfielder with Malo Gavan in front, and it's interesting because they were dominating in that 4-4-2, and now they're back in a 4-5-1, and it looks like just at the moment that Dayton's getting a couple more opportunities, a little bit more run of the play, with Hamilton up there by himself.
Ended up 2-1, and Neto scored a late goal, and there's almost another one. So this will tell us Baltimore took advantage of that slight tactical adjustment by the Rhinos. We'll see if Dayton has enough in the tank to do the same thing here.
I mean, you could see they're in a 4-2-3-1 with Malo Gavan and Versailles in front of the back four. And I think it's allowing the back four of Dayton to push a little bit more.
There's Davis, 2v1. McCarthy with it now. Tries to get it back to Davis. San Filippo intercepts that one on the far side. Franks picks up the loose ball. Drives one forward to the lone forward, Anthony Hamilton. Hamilton back to Franks. Chips one forward. Rosenlund The header into space for Hamilton. Didn't connect on it. And Moose.
Roseland needs a little bit more experience in this league. He needs to hold on to that ball. He's the guy in the center of the park. The guy in the center of the park, you expect to hold on to the ball and not give it away.
And Roseland almost made to pay for one giveaway earlier in the half, where Nunez actually applied a lot of pressure to a chance for Davis off the post. Two changes made by Dayton, one by Rochester. 67th minute. The Rhinos have a 2-0 lead. Monta Galvan. Versailles getting a touch on it. Ken Old Versailles, 26-year-old. Started the season with Crystal Palace Baltimore. Good touch by Francis Sanfilippo on the far side. Frank with it, the far side. Rosenlund. He is having a tough go over here. No one moving off the ball for him, but
it's still another giveaway, Joe. In some games, at some point, you got to start counting your giveaways. We had an assistant coach when we played with Callaway. He counted the giveaways, and he'd let you know how many giveaways, how many times you gave the ball up. Right now, Rosenlund is leading the line on the giveaways.
You're referring to the great Willie Fitzpatrick.
That's right.
Good man. Hines. Good pass, trying to thread the needle there, easily taken away. And Dayton comes away with it, with Schwartz on the long ball down the near side, going to go nowhere but out of bounds. 68th minute, Rochester has a 2-0 lead. Don't forget also on the radio side of things, sports radio carrying the NBA Finals, Game 6 between Boston and LA this evening. Going for the Rhinos. Greenfield to take it. Greenfield came from Minnesota. Played with the Thunder, who are now the Stars, and this is off of the Rhinos. Going for the Dayton Dutch Lions. Monta Galvan. Rosenlund. Touch now for Frank. Hamilton. Through ball. Frank, top of the 18. A good strike pass to Dennis. His run flaw, but he makes the right call. No call, no PK there.
Great tackle by Dennis for a guy that's only played 8 minutes this year. Great tackle.
Carthy, he's dumped it top of the 18. A little more pressure now from Entz. Ends up on the foot of McCarthy inside the box. Spinning. Far side, and he takes a shot that's wide of the post. I'll say deflected by the Rhinos. Corner kick here for the Lions.
Great work by McCarthy, but that's the counterattack. That's a counterattack. Great tackle by Dennis, and all of a sudden the counterattack, the Rhinos got to be ready for that transition. But it all started from that great tackle on the 18. It went from almost a goal by Frank to almost a goal to a corner kick now for Dayton.
Davis to take this one from the far side. 5 corner kicks apiece. There's a low cross. Lifts in, bouncing around, comes out to Davis again. Chips one back into the box, a header. And Velo watches this one sail wide off the head of Stegapart.
With plenty of time in this match, Joe, you see a little bit of a change in momentum. They're starting to feel better about themselves in the second half. They're starting to get some opportunities in the 18-yard box. A little bit of change in momentum could change the entire game.
You wonder if they came with this kind of pressure early on, what this game would have looked like.
Good cross there. And then a great header by a good opportunity for Stegapart. He could say put it on frame.
Furstenberg. He came on for Den Uden, who had a nightmare, to be honest with you. Furstenberg loses possession, tried to win a call. Islam Salaj not buying it.
I think Furstenberg's already done more good things in 10 minutes than Den Uden did in the entire 50 minutes he was in the match.
I agree. Furstenberg came on in the 56th minute. There's Roberts now. Hamilton's going to get this one. Nope, Dennis is there again. He's been very effective. This has been inserted as a central defender. Gio Lombardo. Outside now to Randy Dennis. Rosenlund with it now, picks up the loose ball. Versailles. Montegalvan, much different pressure in the middle of the field now.
Yeah, absolutely. What's happening is that with only one forward up there, it's allowing Gio Lombardo to get the ball easily and then start distributing the ball.
London Bacon. And Filippo gets his head on it, only as far as Godfleet. Godfleet playing it back now to Gio Lombardo. Pressured from Hamilton. Gio Lombardo able to stay strong and get it to his team captain, Godfleet. Schwartz. A long, hopeful ball into the Rhinos box, and Vallo will scoop it up. Vallo just one of 3 players who've returned to the Rhinos in 2010. In a totally rebuilt, revamped Rochester team. Vallo with a 0.85 goals against average. Montegalvan. And Roberts. Greenfield. With the left foot forward into space, Dennis. Impressed with what he's brought to the table so far. He's been strong. The 21-year-old out of the University of Dayton. A former teammate of Rhinos, Isaac Kissy, played at Dayton as well. The space end looking for McCarthy. Pitch Colin chasing him down. Just outside the 18 at pitch Colin. Hard challenge.
Once again, starts with Dennis up here, and Dennis starts to play with the tackle, and they thought it was a foul, but the Rhinos may have stopped there for a little bit, and then a counterattack. And McCarthy's creating some problems for Pitch Colin and Roberts back there.
Gio Lombardo, Godfleet, 30 yards out, and a shot that's not even close.
Yeah, but why not? Why not give it a go? You're down 2-0. The Rhinos are all packed into the 18. Give it a go. There's no pressure on you. Why aren't they putting pressure right there with 5 midfielders?
Change of pace here as the boys in orange maybe feel the Rochester Rhinos have taken their foot off the pedal a little bit. And Vallo will get us underway with a goal kick here. McCarthy, his header ends up on the head of Rosenlund. Schwartz. Let's play in the air. Finally he will pop back up into the mix. And Montegalvan pushes it into the Dayton half of the field. Gio Lombardo. Fonzo Montegalvan steps in front of Gio Lombardo. 21-year-old. Far side now, Siegevart. Checking back is Godfleet. Filippo steals that one, and the Rhinos have possession, middle of the park. For Hines. Hines coming forward at Gio Lombardo. Spinning around. Gets a touch to Versailles. On the outside now is San Filippo. Takes a look up, gets across into the box. Rosen's header. Just wide. Good job to beat the defender to the ball.
Yeah, good changing point of attack for the Rhinos. They were switching the ball from side to side. Good patience, and Rosenlund getting into the mix as that second forward.
Goal kick for Muntz. Versailles gets his header on it. Far side is Davis. He's been at times dangerous. Here's Entz. Greenfield. Cross from Entz, headed back across the goal mouth by Hurstenberg, and that's off the mark.
That's good stuff by Enzo to beat Greenfield. Greenfield's a tough defender to beat, and he beat him on the stride. And then Hurstenberger, once again, the guy getting into the 18.
Vallo's getting a little talking through from Islam Fawaz, saying to pick things up. The Rhinos are in the 75th minute. And seeing a little more pressure from their PDL opposition. There's Vallo's goal kick up over midfield. Versailles flicking it forward. Hamilton trying to spin and use that speed. He can't. London Bacon gets some help from Godfleet, and away comes Davis on the far side. And Filippo spun around as Davis comes inside. Hurstenberg And a little angle there to shoot. A little too slow to get rid of the shot, but that has the loose ball. Right-footed shot. It comes off the hand of Vallow. May have been deflected. As it's another corner kick coming up here for Dayton.
You're at the top of the 18 and you're trying to play bang bang soccer. Who told us bang bang soccer? But Hines right at the top loses the ball at the top of the 18. Herstenberger slips a great ball to end. Once again, Herstenberger, and a good save by Vallow with all that traffic in front of him. He couldn't see that ball.
There's a cross, and it's up on top of the net, and I'll say Rochester touched it on the corner kick. A corner kick here. Gio Lombardo to take it. One set up in the box. Gio Lombardo's kick. Vallow gets a punch on it and falls down at the 6 where Hines clears it away for the Rhinos. Dennis. In for Vandenbanken. Back to Dennis. Grants off his head. Probably not the strength of his game in the air. Out of bounds. 77th minute. Rochester leads 2-0.
I now see why Davis really wanted to take the corner on the opposite side. Two bad corners by G. Lombardo. Lucky for Dayton that Vallow didn't get his full fist on that ball, but still the Rhinos cleared it.
And the sprint to keep possession for G. Lombardo. Godley. Back to G. Lombardo.
When Dayton's got opportunities for corner kicks, they really got to take advantage of them. And G. Lombardo didn't do the best job there.
Gilbert to Vandenbanken. Goes into space for McCarthy, looking for some help inside the box. Davis filling some space along with Ent. Headed away though by Greenfield on the cross. Gosley's going to not be happy with that one. The 24-year-old sends this one out of bounds.
McCarthy very, very active in the last 10 minutes here with the change of the formation. He's been very, very active. He's been seeing a lot of balls. He's been making a lot of runs. Good ball by Vandenbanken there to put him on the run again.
Going headed by Godley. Kirstenberg loses possession to Montegalvan. And Dennis settles it. Goes forward to Gio Lombardo. Dennis checking back for it. Kirstenberg. Offside here to Schwartz. That's Ent. Pressure from the Rhinos forcing the negative pass to Dennis. Siegebart. Davis. Vandenbanken on the far side. Working against two Rhino defenders. Takes down San Filippo in the process. And it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. And it looks like Carlos Aguilar is going to be coming in for Bob Lilly.
Some nice combination plays there by Dayton, just knocking the ball around the pitch. Finally, we see a team that's starting to play.
They can keep it up here. Hamilton turns, and he had Rosalind breaking towards goal. Just didn't get enough on the pass. As Dennis was there to break it up. George Davis. Vandenbanken.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but every time there's a free kick or a goal kick for the Rhinos, Versailles the guy who's winning the ball in the center of the park every single time. And the other thing about Versailles, he really hasn't made a mistake since he's been out here.
There's Ed picking up this ball here just outside the 18, drives across in. Davis off his chest. Falls down for him. Rebound, and Vallow dives to his left. And a loose ball, the shot by Davis, and Vallow had to reposition his body and move to the left.
That's a good job by Vallow to get all the camera shots on there. He's trying to make that look a lot, I think, a little bit more difficult than it really was. He catches it, and then let's give it a little bit more for the photo takers. So, but good job by Vallow to have the right position at the right time. And he's same thing. He sees the ball through all the traffic, and he makes that save. He makes the save look easier than it really was.
Was leaning towards his right, had to quickly shift and move back to the left side. Good stuff from Scott Vallow, and he's always been known for a bit of showmanship. Hands like that.
Absolutely.
81st minute. Godley's header. Falls forward to Rosenlund, and now Versailles, who has been very smooth.
This is how the goal was scored on Julio Cesar today. He was leaning to the right, ball went the other way. So, North Korea, 2-1.
After bunkering down for 80-something minutes, right?
Yes, they did.
A wall of red. Rochester knocking it around, having a little trouble here getting out of their own end. Frank loses it here. Vandenbanken with it now. Our side is Davis. Is this one going to stay in? Yeah, it does, and Davis still has possession. Soft pass. Frank steps in, knocks it out of bounds. Carlos Aguilar, the number 10 for the Rochester Rhinos, going to replace Tyler Rosenlund in the 82nd minute. Second change here for the Rhinos. Aguilar has played in 2 games this year. He's got 1 assist. Instead of UC Irvine, the 21-year-old. He's got a great story, Mike, about his younger days. He didn't grow up in the best neighborhood, but the soccer ball took him out of the gang environment. Hopefully a lot of young players in that same situation follow the lead of Carlos Aguilar. He's in the middle of the field along with Versailles and Monto Galvan. Davis. Gerstenberg lays it back off for Davis. Avoids the slide tackle of Sanfilippo. Just keeps pecking away at it and take it away for a moment there, but Gio Lombardo has it now for Godfleet. 83rd minute. Rhinos with a 2-0 lead. Hence. To Dennis. Cross field. Gio Lombardo with it just inside the Rhinos half of the field. Godfleet. Dancing away from the challenge of Monto Galvan. This looks like a completely
different team, completely different players. I mean, Godfleet, I didn't even think he could hold the ball. Now today, right now he's doing moves on these guys. I mean, completely different team here.
Gerstenberg with a free kick, and where was this for Sonny Soloy earlier on?
Yeah, G. Lombardo's all over the park.
Gerstenberg's going to go from distance. Going to get that through traffic, and it's just off the mark.
McCarthy making transition runs from side to side.
Never saw that in the first half.
No, and well, Davis was the guy that was really playing the best on the pitch, and he's still playing very well. But Ent was non-existent in the first half, and now he's up and down the line. He's creating problems for Greenfield on the right-hand side here.
You see why Davis 2 goals, 2 assists this year with the University of Kent and at Bowling Green. Scott Mello played his college soccer as well. It now is Siegebart. 84th minute. Dayton trying to make something happen, but giveaways like that by Vandenbanken will close the door pretty quick. Monto Galvan. Greenfield. He's on the near side. Takes a chip forward for Hamilton. Dennis will let this one roll through. Takes it off his chest. And he's got nowhere to go but out of bounds and give the Rhinos a throw in here deep in the Dayton half of the field.
It's a good job by Dennis. Hamilton's not the easiest guy to handle, but he let that ball go over him, and he's the guy who took it and handled Hamilton well. And here he is again.
Dennis gets the head and then the clearance to Gerstenberg. Ent looking for McCarthy. He's all alone against Robertson. Fitzcolen going to win that battle. Versailles. And Filippo, long ball forward. Dennis again wins it. Godfleet, back to Dennis. Far side Siegebart. Now some time to be upfield, not where you want to be knocking it around. Dayton needs to get something going here. 85th minute. And Siegebart and Dennis are just playing back and forth. Schwartz. Hines closes the door for Rochester.
Kind of reminds me of Cameroon today. They've got a corner kick with 0 time left, and they play a short corner. And ref does the right thing. He calls the game. I mean, put the ball in the 18.
Dayton is still knocking it around in their own half of the field. They're on the far side. Vandenbanken with it. Another change coming up here for the Dutch Lions. They're going to bring Jeff Papella forward. Dennis. Grabs loose balls, plays high up in the air. Can Ed keep it in? No, out of bounds. So Papella is going to come on. He's going to replace McCarthy. Stephen McCarthy, who played up top. Really started working a lot harder in the second half. 87th minute, Papella, who was a 22-year-old, also out of the University of Dayton, another teammate of Isaac Kissy. Papella, number 2, is on. And McCarthy is off, number 10. Hines dumps on the near side here, and no call beside the corner kick.
Wow, you can see Schwartz was drinking some water, and he tried to catch up to the play there. And I felt for sure that he took Hines out pretty flagrantly.
Corner kick on the near side for Hines.
1, 2, 3, only 3 Rhinos. They're definitely playing short corner.
Short and Frank plays the pass off for Hines here. Chip went into the mix. Headed back across the goal mouth. Schwartz, pressured by Hamilton, able to get it upfield a little bit, but still out of bounds, about 30 yards out, and a throw in for the Rhinos on the near side. Hamilton tries to flick it back. Away with it now is Gio Lombardo. 88th minute, Rochester up 2-0. And Greenfield, nice, just a little touch. Stops the attack and comes away with it for the Rhinos. Cuts away from Hurstenberg. Gets it to Hines on the near side. Frank's good spin. Opens up some space for himself. Aguilar's on the far side. Just a touch. A low cross for Hamilton. Hard tackle. Seegenberg will step in there and knock it out of bounds for Dayton. Nice attendance. 3,127 at Marina Auto Stadium. Hamilton puts it through the legs of Van den Banken. Out to Aguilar, maybe a little early for the delay tactic at the corner flag, but nonetheless, Aguilar fighting off 2 Dayton players and wins the throw-in.
Yeah, definitely a little early for that. How we even play that game? Just continue to play this game of soccer. Looks like the Rhinos are going to it again.
And Aguilar is called for the foul this time.
And that's what happened.
Look at this giveaway here. Luckily, a little heavy touch by Sanfilippo. Hit the corner of the 18 on the far side. So it ends up out of bounds. Throw in here for Dayton. 89th minute. Rochester is a 2-0 lead thanks to Nunez and Frank. And possession now. Schwartz. Get it inside to Papella, but once to Galvan, just sticks the leg out. Wins it for the Rhinos. 90th minute, no indication yet of stoppage time. Spinning is Papella. Your side takes that away from him and gets it up to Hamilton. Not going to beat 4 defenders there. Gio Lombardo sends it forward. Looking for Davis inside the 18. Spin. Far side of the 6. Cuts around Sanfilippo. Godley. Little chip into the box. Deflected. And it's going to stay inbound for Bass Ent. He tries a cross. Gets away from him just a little bit. It's off the chest by Seegenberg. And out of bounds. Adam West going to be checking in now for the Rochester Rhinos. West has played in 2 games this year. Replacing Ryan Hines. 90th minute, West is in for Hines, and that is it for substitution on both sides. Adam West from the University of Washington. Played in Seattle when they won the USL Championship in 2007. And now Hines getting a word with his head coach. Bob always talking, coaching, teaching the game. Throwing here for Greenfield. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Hamilton is dumped by Gio Lombardo. Right in front of the Lions bench. Free kick for the Rhinos. Easy call there for Solage. Hamilton looks like he's favoring the right leg a little bit, but he'll be able to shake it off for the Rhinos. So it looks like Rochester is going to be hosting a second-round game 1 week from tonight, Tuesday, June 22nd, 7:05, if this holds.
Hamilton.
Knocked off the ball by Hurstenberg, getting word from John Catalano, our producer, that Pittsburgh has advanced to the second round. They won 2-0 this evening over Detroit. So the Riverhounds awaiting the winner of Rochester and Dayton. Schwartz. His clearance is off of Hamilton, and throwing coming up here. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're about halfway through that now. As Rochester is in league play. Montreal on Sunday. Dayton league play Thursday in Cleveland. So Mike, for Rochester, if they do win, which looks like they're going to, Sunday Montreal, Tuesday US Open Cup. Not much time to get the legs well rested.
No, there's that's a lot of games in a short amount of time, and that's always tough. And the good thing is that the Rhinos have a deep bench, and Bob's been playing a lot of guys. He played a lot of different guys tonight, so he's giving some guys rest. Kissy, Hoxie are well rested, and there's a lot of other guys that are well rested today.
Should be a big battle on Sunday. In Montreal, West takes us off the thigh. Schwartz dumps in from behind, no call. And they'll call a handball instead. And West, unlucky there a bit. We are just about wrapping this one up. Long ball from Gio Lombardo. Headed away by Pitch Colin. Sonny Saloy, the head coach, joking around with the fourth official. Doesn't seem too upset with this result.
Yeah, the Rhinos still want a clean sheet here, so they shouldn't be playing with the ball in the 18 there.
There's a chance. And Godley can't get to it before Versailles clears it out. Should just about do it here in this first round U.S. Open Cup game. Zallo off his line. Capella actually got there first, but headed it away from the goal. I'll say it was a Rhino player who got it.
Yeah, you can see Greenfield limping a little bit. Hamilton's hurting a little bit. And they've got a match coming up that's going to be a tough match.
Another long throw in. Greenfield able to clear it, and that'll do it. So the Rhinos have advanced to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup after a 2-0 victory over the Dayton Dutch Lions. So Rochester will take on Pittsburgh next Tuesday. So June the 22nd, 7:05 face-off, Rochester and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So Mike, we'll take a short break and come back and speak with one of the players. Rochester victorious 2-0 on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at sportsradio950ESPN.com.
The Rochester Rhinos are back. Come see the Rhinos take on Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th at 7. Join us in the party deck. Your ticket includes 2 drinks for only $15. Tickets can be purchased in person at Marina Auto Stadium, online at Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Rhinos office at 454-KICK. For the complete 2010 schedule, visit the team's website at rhinosoccer.com. Don't miss the Rhinos against Puerto Rico Saturday, June 26th. Rochester's team is the Rochester Rhinos.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play slots.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi. Always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Controlling a huge portion of this game. Let's go down to field level and speak with our Nothnagel player of the game, without a doubt. Tino Nunez joins us now. Tino, welcome to the post-game show, and great finish on your goal. Talk us through it, the setup from Pitch Colin and the rest of the crew.
We had talked about hitting that ball in behind during training, so kind of peeled off, pitched it a good ball, and keeper was coming out. I saw him come out, and I kind of just hit it over him, hit the post. Luckily, it bounced in.
Tino, you felt great today. A lot of crafty play by you. You were able to hold the ball a little bit more. Explain why the defense was laying off of you guys a little bit.
I'm really not sure why they were laying off, but as far as just feeling good, you get your first couple touches, and you're connecting, and you're keeping the ball, and it just gets you kind of going, and just kind of felt it from there. They probably saw a couple balls maybe going in behind, and they kind of saw that maybe as more of a threat, so they might have gave us more time underneath.
Tino, over the years I've watched these U.S. Open Cup games, and you see these teams from a lower division come play against a higher level team. The pressure is usually much more intense. We were kind of surprised that, like you just said, they kind of laid off you guys a lot. Pitch Colin, Franks, Rosalind, Montalvan. They had a lot of time to look up and serve you guys balls, didn't they?
Yeah, usually, especially first rounds, usually when you play a PDL team, they come ready to play, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, and, kind of you look at them as a lower division, even though, you're not supposed to, but you still kind of go into it with that kind of mentality. But I think we came out with the right attitude, right energy, and, maybe I don't know why they backed off, but it's a good thing we had time and they were able to pick us out.
Well, now you guys have a huge, battle for time and playing time. Nunez, Kissy, Hoxie, Hamilton, a lot of great options in the Rochester Rhinos attack.
We're all healthy right now, and everybody's just battling, so just taking training one day at a time, and hopefully you're in the lineup, hopefully you're playing, or just make it tough on coach. I'm pretty sure that's the thing that he wants, is especially his attacking guys, to give them make it hard on them and to see who he's going to go with.
Yeah, speaking of training and making it tough on Bob, you guys are all gelling in different formations. It was Hoxie and Kiss the other night. Tonight was Hamilton and Nunez. Last time it was Hamilton and Hoxie at a different point. What's Bob doing differently that's allowing you guys to gel so well in different combinations as well?
He hasn't gone with the same. I don't think he's gone with the same tool every game. So it allows everyone to kind of get to know one another up top, and obviously it makes you hungry because no one gets someplace in, and everyone's held accountable for all the work they put in. So it just makes us work harder and try to get to know each other, try to find just that combination that works.
With a lot of guys seeing this field over the last couple of games, you guys play Sunday, we're up in Montreal, then Tuesday back here. Not a lot of time off in between games, so it's probably going to benefit you guys that so many different players are seeing the pitch.
Yeah, it definitely benefits, especially with these games coming up. So it's good that especially the attacking guys are good form and gives us games. If we keep winning Open Cup games, it allows everyone to play and kind of keeps us happy.
Hey, Tino, great job tonight, and I'm looking forward to having you in the, at the end of the season. who's going to be that combination at the end of the season. So hopefully you're in that.
No, thanks for having me.
All right, Tino, great stuff. Great finishes in Minnesota. Another beautiful finish tonight. Hopefully it continues for you.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully.
All right, that's your Nothnagel player of the game, Tino Nunez, who got a goal here tonight, and Rochester won 2-0. So, next Tuesday, June the 22nd, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds come to Rochester for the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. Both those teams have advanced, and it should be a 7:05 kickoff here, and it's going to be a great one. So get your tickets. If you're a season ticket holder, it's Wild Card B. The Rhinos ticket office is open right now for 30 minutes following tonight's game as they're on sale for the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. Mike, quickly, your final thoughts.
Well, with Pittsburgh Riverhounds now the Rhinos have to play 2 lower division teams, and that's difficult. That's always difficult because now you just beat one, and at the end of the game they started turning on. You saw a completely different team. Pittsburgh's going to come here. There's a long rivalry there, and both teams. I mean, we really don't like the Rhinos and Pittsburgh. Really don't like each other. There were a lot of hard-fought battles there, and there's a long history there, and it's gonna be a tough battle.
It should be a great one in the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. For our TV producer, John Catalano, for our color commentator, Mike Kerms, I'm Joe Giuliano. We're going to wrap up the TV side of things. Stick around. The radio call-in show is coming up next. Nunez, Franks, the goal scorers, Rochester, advancing to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup with a 2-0 win over the Dayton Dutch Lions. Good night from Marina Auto Stadium.
Hey Rhino fans, did you know that FoodLink, the regional food bank, does more than rescue and redistribute food? Hunger is just a symptom of a greater problem. So FoodLink's programs promote nutrition and economic development in order to impact on the systemic causes of hunger. To volunteer, donate, or learn more about what you can do to help, please visit our website at foodlinkny.org or call 328-3380. Working together, we have the power to end hunger, build self-sufficiency, and foster nutritional wellness right here in our community.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play soft.
Getting more out of life is important, and giving you more is what Nothnagel Realtors is all about, like Nothnagel.com. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or agent, Nothnagel.com is your user-friendly local source for all the listings all the time. More of the things you'd expect from a real estate company, and lots of things you wouldn't.
Get more from your life, your heart, your home.
Go to Nothnagel.com.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Welcome to the Rochester Rhinos post-game show. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms. If you're just tuning in, the Rhinos picking up a 2-0 victory. Nunez and Franks with the goals for Rochester this evening. And they now move on to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. They'll take on the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. That is on Tuesday, June the 22nd, and it's right here at Marina Auto Stadium. So here's what's going on right now. Tickets for the second round game are on sale right now. The box office will remain open for 30 minutes this evening. Rochester and Pittsburgh, Tuesday, June 22nd at 7:05. Season ticket holders, use Wild Card B or the ticket labeled EPVG2. So Rochester picks up the win this evening, 2-0 over the Dayton Dutch Lions. Time for our Zweigels red-hot player of the game. And Mike has been excited to let us know who he thinks is our red-hot player of the game.
Yeah, it's Tino Nunez. He worked hard. He was a very, very crafty player tonight. scored a great goal, great finish, good patience. There was a lot of great players on the pitch tonight, but I just thought Tino was just a little bit above and beyond, and just particularly when he got the ball. When he was calm, cool, collected, held the ball, laid it off to the right players, and he had a great finish tonight.
Good choice. I agree with that. Tino Nunez, the Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game. Phone lines are open, 222-6397. Final time for the Faber Homes Play of the Game. And I agree with Mike. Nunez took that goal nicely in the 18th minute. This is your Faber Homes Play of the Game. Pitch going. This one forward. Nunez, top of the 18. Moose is off his line. A little chip from Nunez. Off the post, and it's in the net. Rochester has a 1-0 lead. Tino Nunez, comic goal. Chips it over to Dayton, Dutch Lions keeper. The Rhinos have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, for an experience, even he got caught in no man's land. Nunez just turned, and the defense was flat, and Nunez got the slip through, and he just chipped it over. Horton was caught in no man's land.
Very calm and cool. Tino Nunez, he's got 2 goals in league play. With tonight's goal in the U.S. Open Cup, he's got 3 overall. All right, we're back as the goal from Nunez in the 18th minute, your Faber Homes Play of the Game. Mike, you're pointing down to number 16. You like the way he played as well?
Oh, absolutely. Versailles he's come off the bench now 2 games, and he is very calm, cool, collected on the ball. He plays simple soccer. He wins every header in that center circle there. So every goal kick that goes up, every single free kick that goes up, he's the guy who's winning the balls. And you see that he wins head balls. He's the guy who's going into the 18 on corner kicks, and I like him. He not many. I don't think he made a mistake tonight. In both matches, he came on in the 4-5-1 situation, and he did a good job, particularly being new on the team. So,
very good performance from Versailles this evening. Rochester wins it 2-0. All right, 222-6397. Iggy, you're first up on the postgame show.
Is this Iggy? I can't believe it.
Iggy said Hoxie has Moxie.
No way. Is this Iggy? Iggy's calling in?
Surprise. Iggy, how are you?
Good. Are you guys surprised that I'm the first caller?
Never.
So you like the Hoxie and Moxie thing?
I thought about that all day today. Hoxie has Moxie.
How about hugs and kisses? Hoxie and
that's
kisses.
Good. I like that one too. That's good.
Yeah, that was me too.
So what'd you think about tonight?
I was impressed by the PDL team.
You're kidding.
I thought they played well.
At what point?
The PDL team?
Yeah.
I thought they dominated the second half.
A portion when we kind of maybe took our foot off the pedal, but you were impressed with them, huh?
Yeah, I thought they were very good.
Iggy, I thought their formation to start was awful, or at least the way they played it. Den Odin, the Dutch guy in the middle of the field, I thought was useless, to be honest with you. I'm shocked. I really am.
No, if the goalie didn't screw up that first goal, and then there was a penalty kick, we would have been in trouble.
How about all the time and space that Franks and Montagalvan and Pitch Cohen had to just look up and just keep serving ball after ball after ball?
I don't know. I didn't think we played very well in the second half. We didn't.
For once, I disagree with you, my man.
No, I sat in our offensive end, and I had to face their offensive end almost the whole second half. I can tell you which way my butt was facing.
That's too much info.
TMI, buddy. Well, you know what? The first half, I would say that Dayton was non-existent. They really didn't come out to play. It feels like they came in here and they came in and said, "Oh my God, we're playing a USSF team. We're playing a team that's above us." And the Rhinos came out tactically very much smarter than Dayton did. They were in a diamond midfield, and they really took over the center of the park. And then also, like Tino said, they were breaking down the flat back four for Dayton. They were way too flat, and Bob picked that out, and they were hitting the balls right behind the defenders. And that's how Tino scored that first goal. And it wasn't really Muntz's fault. the back four left him in a spot where he was in no man's land. He didn't know if he should come out or should stay home. But
there's a couple defenders on the ball. You know, the goalie should stay in the goal when there's defenders on the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nunez was it was one-on-one. The ball was bouncing. Nunez could have brought it down. He could have, and then he could have just attacked him if Muntz didn't really. He had no choice. He really didn't know what to do. And
when you score on a chip over the goalie, I mean that's sad for the goalie.
Yeah, I think Nunez would have scored no matter what. If Muntz would have stayed home, Nunez could have brought it down and then dribbled him. If Muntz came out, he got chipped. So unfortunately, it's not just the goalie, Iggy. It's also the back four and what they do. They didn't give the depth that was needed in order for and Pitch Cohen had no one on him. Therefore, the back four has to give depth, and they did not. Therefore, Pitch Cohen was able to put it over the back, and Nunez was able to slip through. So, second half though, Dayton did once we changed to a 4-5-1. Once the Rhinos changed to a 4-5-1.
I don't like that change.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. But went to a 4-5-1. Maybe it's something that they're still training right now, and they're still working on. And Bob's trying it out. The other night, I don't know if it was maybe Bob thought it could be the right time to put it back into that formation, and it wasn't. But tonight, it went into that formation. They tried it out. It wasn't to the advantage of the Rhinos. It allowed Dayton to start penetrating a little bit more, and they sure did. McCarthy showed a lot more action in the second half there, a lot more penetrating runs, and they did play. They played better in the second half. There, I can agree with Iggy. In the second half, they did play a little bit better.
So that formation switch, I think, gave maybe Dayton a little sense of confidence. Iggy, I disagree with you, but I still love you. Thanks for the call.
Hey, by the way, that ref wasn't calling anything. It's good that the game wasn't close.
Or it wasn't more physical.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It could have got out of hand.
Yeah, he definitely let the game go on, and he did a lot of play on. I saw a lot more fouls than he called, and at times he was somewhat inconsistent because he would call a foul, and then he'd let like 5 things go.
Yeah, it seemed like anything was okay on the upper body. Anything like a trip was called.
Yeah, he was inconsistent. He definitely was inconsistent, but thank God he didn't have to have an impact on the game tonight. So,
right.
Next week, Iggy, another game, round 2.
Oh, I'll be there. You know what I like about the Open Cup game? There has to be a winner.
That's right. That's right, Mike. You know what? Tommy Tanner. I'm sitting at Tommy Tanner's establishment. And we're talking about what is the
Tommy Tanner's, what is his garage?
His establishment.
What do you mean establishment?
His place, his business. His place of business. His place of business. So if you ever driving through Syracuse, New York, one
exit.
He's got
a screened-in garage.
Give me a plug. Go ahead. What do you got?
One exit north of the thruway is Mattydale exit. You come right off the thruway. You go into that first parking lot. There's Woody's Jerkwater Pub and grab Tommy Tanner's bar.
All right.
But anyway, we're sitting in Tommy Tanner's bar, and we're talking about the World Cup. We're talking about the World Cup matches, and then it obviously migrates into some of the matches that we have here.
Brazil looked terrible in the first half.
Yeah. So anyway, we're discussing some of the Rhinos games, and we're discussing the A-League, the now USSF. And Tommy feels that the worst thing that they ever did was get rid of the shootout.
I agree.
And so on that point on Iggy is, the great thing about the Open Cup is it has to end up a winner. And Tommy feels that Tommy is a high believer in that. I agree with it. I'm a soccer purist, but at the same rate, I also like the American game that there needs to be a winner.
Where are we going? Yeah.
Yeah, and Tommy, he just kept stressing the shootout. How exciting is that shootout? I mean, 5 shootouts on each side. The fans are going nuts. There's a winner. And you're doing one of the greatest parts of the game. It's the one-on-one breakaway with the goalie, and the goalie loves it too.
I worked hockey this past season, and they had the shootouts to settle the score there, and it is exciting. The fans love it. I don't know why soccer just does not return to that. I mean, one-on-one, 35 yards out, going at it. Not the PK. I'm talking about the shootout where they dribble.
Absolutely, the 35-yard shootout. You got 5 seconds, and it was absolutely one of my favorite things ever. So
great.
Yeah, I came late for the game today, but I knew that game wasn't ending up a tie, so I didn't mind coming late.
Well, you'll be happy next Tuesday, too, Iggy. Thanks for the call, as usual.
All right, thanks.
All right. 222-6397. 222-6397. I'd like to pass along a programming note after tonight's broadcast. Sports Radio 950 ESPN. They're going to carry Game 6 of the NBA Finals. That'll probably be joined in progress Boston and L.A. And also, Sports Radio 950 ESPN right here is your home for the World Cup. They'll carry every game the United States plays in. The next game for the U.S. is Friday against Slovenia. Coverage begins at 9:30 in the morning. And the USA got, some people say a lucky draw against England, but nonetheless, they're still alive and looking pretty good.
Yeah, you look at it as a lucky draw now that they've tied 1-1. So now things change. But you know what? Slovenia is not going to be an easy match. Algeria, they should be the ones that get beat up in this group. But you know what? Anything happens in the game of soccer, and that's why it's such a great game. That's why this is a great game, because anything can happen on any given day. Dayton could have beat the Rhinos today. The Rhinos beat 4 MLS teams at some point in their career, and that's why this is such a great game. Anything can happen.
So last year, just before we wrap up tonight's show, the Rhinos, they defeated Pittsburgh in the first round. That was on PKs. Overtime in the second round against Cleveland. 5-3 on PKs against the Columbus Crew. 2-1 against Wilmington. And then that one that still sticks out of my mind when we were in Maryland, a 2-1 loss in the semis to DC United. So hopefully Rochester gets even further this season. Now, tickets went on sale this evening for the second round game. If you're a season ticket holder, you can use wild card B or the ticket that's labeled EPVG2. So Rochester takes on Pittsburgh Tuesday, June 22nd, 7:05 here at Marina Auto Stadium.
The box office is still packed, too. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you need to definitely get your tickets for next Tuesday. There's 3,000 fans here, and everyone was lined up. They know it's going to be a good game. And like Iggy said, there's always a winner in this match. So you got to come out. Beautiful night. Weather's a lot more beautiful than the World Cup weather right now. So it's a gorgeous night here. Great pitch, great stadium, great soccer. Right around the corner from you.
So the Rhinos are in Montreal on Sunday. What's going to happen is 1:30 is the pregame show, 2 p.m. kickoff right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. And then Tuesday, 6:30 pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff in the second round of the U.S. Open Cup. Mike, that'll do it for tonight. And great job as usual. Hopefully the Rhinos will entertain us and keep winning with some more U.S. Open Cup victories. For Mike Moran, our radio producer, for Mike Kerms, our color commentator, I am Joe Giuliano, saying good night from Marina Auto Stadium, Rochester, moving on to the second round of the U.S. Open Cup with a 2-1 win. Stick around. Game 6 of the NBA Finals coming up next. Boston and the LA Lakers on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Thanks for listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Sports Radio 950 ESPN, your home for Mike and Mike in the morning. Chop and the Bulldog, weekday afternoons. Major League Baseball, including the playoffs and the World Series. St. John Fisher Football, and your home for Buffalo Sabres play-by-play. Regular programming is next on Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.